Oh boy. Oh boy. Right. Let's get started, shall we? Alright. Let me just get my phone started up and we'll be good. Alright. My channel and alright. Lovely. And 3, 2, 1. What the heck are these? Tales from Tears. But, oh, these are the DLC. Yeah, no, I heard that the DLCs were shit, so not gonna bother. So then, the adventure continues. Of our ranger boy Rivan, a guardian of nature in the making. Although he may serve the Overlord, Kairos, who creates these edicts that destroy, well, man and nature alike, he's just doing the best he can to make sure that, well, these edicts cause minimal damage as possible by, well, making sure that everybody does their jobs and not having to force the Overlord's hand to using an edict. Because that is some serious shit there he has to deal with. A lot, if I'm being completely honest. Right then. So then. How did you do that? First looks at you with a quizzical expression. Do what? Back in the Archon's war tent, you cast an edict as casually as reading a supply shipment. How did you do that? Well, I've done it before. You cast the Edict of Fire on the Velen Citadel. I heard about it. How Kairos' anger raised a volcano from under the sage's own fortress. That was some impressive work. Well, that was me, alright. Well, you can call me impressed. Considering that you read the words of Kairos more than once, I'm surprised that you're even allowed to tell of it. Your vocal cord should have turned to ash by now. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. It's just worth recognizing that it's worth recognizing what you've done. Not only are you Tunin's Fatebinder, but you're the mouthpiece of the Overlord. Gives me plenty of reason to stick around. You're going places, I want to see where they lead. If you say so, then I have some questions for you.
What do you need?
Well, what are your thoughts on the disfavored? A warren of self-entitled children who so wound up in delusions of honor that they're likely to hang themselves by their own high standards. I wish they had stayed in the Northern Empire where they belonged. Then we could get some real done in the tiers. Well, what do you think of their leader, Graven Ash? I've seen enough of that high-minded braggart who knows that he's all duty, nothing but a charismatic broad-shouldered scarecrow. He calls himself the Archon of War, though, by the way, he stalls his forces by waiting for a better strategy to present itself. You would think he's afraid of battle. You would think that someone more deserving would take Ash's mantle from him, but the disfavored have this cult of personality built around their great general. In their eyes, he can do no wrong. So, what about Ash's connection to his troops? Graven Ash protects. His soldiers keep harping on those words like they mean something. I don't deny that the disfavored can take a few extra lumps on the battlefield, but that only speaks to their thick-headedness. If anything, it's only because the soldiers place that much trust in it. I've seen power suggestion do stranger things to people. Could that be possible? We're talking about a man who's centuries old and wears glowing armor. You tell me. Well, who would you see taking Ash's place should he fall? I would rather let the disfavored sort it out among themselves. Graven Ash is this aging figurehead of what I should be a constantly changing role. The right soldier needs to grow a pair and kill the old man. Kick this cane out from under him. Remind the Legion what strength looks like. The voices are Narot changes. He's a multi-faceted gem, and the Scarlet Chorus is a reflection of that beauty. If someone should rise up and strike down the voices, any of us would follow them in a heartbeat. I suppose you have a better idea of handling the disfavored forces? Of course I do! First, I stop babying the troops. Pain is a lesson best learned early. I conscript from the locals to bolster the front lines, because why waste your elite on the vanguard? Then I'd leave the misplaced ethics back in the Northern Empire. They're not helping Tyrus' empire campaign anyway, so fuck them. Well, excellent. You would make them more like the Scarlet Chorus. Would that be so wrong? The chorus is accountable for itself in the ways that the disfavored aren't. Our weak die, and the strong fight to keep their rank. The disfavored promote their waning bloodline and discipline any soldier with the audacity to show their teeth. Though they never admit it, the disfavored need the chorus to show them anyway. Well, back to my questions about the disfavored. If we must. Well, would you believe the disfavored have a chance of succeeding in the tiers? Speaking as one of the exceptions, most of the tiersmen are pushovers. The people that start out seem capable enough, though I have my doubts. You might call the disfavor's best challenge. Even if they succeed, it might be too late to redeem themselves. The chorus have already impacted the conquest more than the disfavored have, or likely ever will. Well, what's your thoughts on their battle strategies? They've really got something with that phalanx maneuver. The formation built on holding still, moving forward slightly, and hoping that no one slips in the mud. At best, the disfavored are tired of using the same tactic over and over again. At worst, the enemy knows what to expect out of them. The Scarlet Furies are dancers. We hear the music of battle and organize ourselves into the works of killing art. Every fight is as hot as passionate as the last, with no room of stale routine. Let me ask about something else, if we must. What do you think of those who defy Tyrus' authority? The tiersmen can either fight or submit to Tyrus' peace, and only one of those options captures my interest. I suppose that I appreciate when they go down fighting. If they did otherwise, I would need to find another excuse to flay them. They need to understand, when we unify under the tiers, under a shared banner, or at the bottom of a mass grave, that makes little difference to you, me, or Kairos. Did you fight in any notable battles? I spent some time in Azure toward the end of the war. Beastmen ripped my unit apart. We thought they might be working under Cairn's orders, but we never found out for sure. As tall as the hills, Cairn is the Archon of Stone, the master of earth and soil. Destroyer mountains and cities, Cairn is the reluctant leader of the Earthshakers Guild. Though he is less their teacher and more an object of study, the massive Archon is sworn to Rivan Ash, and provides arcane support to the disfavored war effort. Well, that's an interesting view of the conquest. It's a pragmatic one anyway. The Scarlet Chorus caught on to the idea at the beginning of the campaign. If no one objects, then we're here to carve a bloody path for gain and amusement. Then, by all accounts, that is our purpose. Besides, unification is such a vague concept that Tyrus allows the disfavored and the chorus to interpret it as they will. The Overlord is concerned with results. I'm happy to focus on the details, especially if that means cutting off the farmer's legs while his family watches their land burn. She smiles at a pleasing memory. No shame in taking pleasure in your work. No. There isn't, Fatebinder. I suspect that we're going to make something great together. A line of bodies stretching as far as the old walls. It's going to be beautiful. She looks at you with renewed interest. Let's change the subject. By all means, let's. I am not going to duel her. I want to ask about our travels.
What did you have in mind?
Well, what is your opinion on our present circumstances? Well, there's an edict hanging over our heads. As far as I'm concerned, it's the incompetence of the disfavored got us into this mess, and it will take the fury of the Scarlet Chorus to get us out of it. In other words, nothing ever changes. Farewell, farewell. Where's the other shop? I think that's
On it.
Oh no, it's the merchant down here. What the? Who's this? Rona? Got no time to chitter. Too much armor to mend. Speak down to a pentaboy if you got things to trade. What might I do for you? See something you like? How did you work for the disfavored? Hard work and good supplies. When Tunin's men came to my village, all the merchants were given a different list of what they were or weren't permitted to trade. He smiles, hands on his hips. In Kairos' wisdom, and my record must have been a good one, but I was given the right to trade in all manner of goods. Most importantly, arms. Not a lot of merchants can legally sell weapons. It was like that even before Kairos. Let me see your wares. Let me see your wares. Okay. I already got the sigil of frost, so I'm good. How many camping supplies do we even have? I don't think we have much. Taking me out of alley. Speak with the Iron Marshal. Speak with the Fifth Eye. Got it. Is that how you wield a dagger? Oh, I see how it's wielded now. It's gonna be kind of hard to wield. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's like Wolverine claws or something with that one dagger. Never seen a dagger wielded like that before, but anyway. Oh, actually, that's neat. Okay. Okay, I'm ready to duel you now.
Fatebinder. Always a pleasure.
First slices you up with an open curiosity. When her assessment is done, she laughs to herself, shaking her head.
What do you need?
You learned a thing or two about fighting in the Scarlet Course? Try to duel?
That would be an understatement, and I thought you'd never ask. Since you're obviously at a huge disadvantage, I'll let you pick our weapon of choice.
Let's try dual wielding knives.
Exotic. Good choice. I'll leave you to guess which one is my dominant hand.
Gain 5 dual wielding skill ranks? Wow. First slashes and parries with unrestrained ferocity. At times it becomes difficult to follow her movements. After taking more than a few cuts, you learn to relax your eyes and better follow the subtle motion of her dance. Ooh.
You held your own. Call me impressed. Need anything else, or did I tire you out?
We'll talk again later. Ooh, what's my skill now? Dual wielding. Oh wow, that's almost as good as my bows now. Dang, she really did a good job. What's your skill? Yeah, your athletics is better than mine. Obviously, you have no magic. I also need to level up my controlled fire shit. So yeah, I'm planning to go with bows, dual wield, magic, some other stuff. Yeah, your lore is terrible. Leave the lore to me. Your parry is way better than mine. Oh boy. Your athletics is slightly better than mine, and my dodge is way better than yours. And my subterfuge is just as good as your subterfuge. Neat. Alright. Yeah, there's some disfavored soldiers. Alright. I'll go check out the Fifth Eye. The Scarlet Chorus camp. Wherever they are. Actually, wait, no, this is the disfavored camp. Hello? Hello? Oh. Can we not talk to him? Okay, guess not. Alright. Oh wait, he's right here. Sevius, you're the Iron Marshal, I believe? Fatebinder Rivan, am I right? I'm Sevius, Commander and 3rd Generation Disfavored. Specifically, I'm Sevius the Younger. Some folks can't keep track. My rank says Commander, but lately, I'm just organizing patrols and trying to stay out of the way. You should talk to the Iron Marshal if you're doing something official that needs discussing. What is it that you need? I overheard that Earthshaker, asking that Earthshaker where their reinforcements have gone. Is there a problem? Afraid so. Radix, the head of the Earthshakers, is supposed to arrive with a group of most competent spellslingers to help break this stalemate. I don't know what's holding up their arrival, and that worries me. If you're inclined to lend a hand, we could use some arcane support on our side. I could lend a hand. Could you? I knew that Tunan's agent wouldn't fail us at a time of need. Unlock the last known site of our Earthshaker reinforcements on your map. Good hunting, Fatebinder. Well, why do you think that actually, well, I already know that this, well, I mean, he basically already told me the reason why the siege has been delayed for so long is because of fucking Earthshaker. The two armies haven't worked well together in years. Why do you think that is? Come on, Fatebinder. Seems like asking why beasts stink. The disfavored are only too eager to deliver Tyrus's peace to the tears, while the Scarlet Chorus only brings mayhem in their wake. You can tell me the Voices of Narat has a plan, and I'll take your word for it, but the Chorus I sure seem to blunder around, never moving with purpose as we do. I wonder if we've been fighting the same war, soldier. I've seen Ash yank his previous soldiers away from more battles than he's won. If you want to call that progress, be my guest. Unless we find a way to work as one, I fear that Scarlet Chorus will step in front of Graven Ash's strategies at every turn. As far as I'm concerned, it seems like the Voices of Narat is here to amuse himself, while the rest rest of us here are here to do our job. Well, tell me about yourself. Not much to tell. My father was Sevius the Elder. His father was Sevius of his first name, lead drill master of Ash's first Iron Guard back when they were the Bronze Guard. I was born into the Legion, and with any hope I'll die in the Legion. The rest of you will hopefully hear about when the storytellers immortalize me. What's the Iron Guard? The Iron Guard is the Sphere's high command. An inner circle of commanders handpicked by Graven Ash for their lifelong service, tactical brilliance, or true dedication to the craft of personal combat. The Iron Guard acts as Graven Ash's chief advisors when the Archon is present, and when he is absent, they speak with his direct authority. Even the youngest Iron Guard has years of training and the finest iron the forge-bound mage smiths can create, making these elite commanders nearly unrivaled on the field of battle. These senior leaders are expected to lead from the front of the phalanx. It's said the Iron Guard fear only one thing: dying in their beds instead of battle. He was a Bronze Guard, so your family must have been with Ash since before he was with Kairos? Before he was... Oh, yeah, you had this, yeah. Hey. Aye, you know your history. Sevi nods with gusto. The blood goes back that far. Not the memories, as I only ever knew my father. My grandfather was just a legend, one of Ash's best warriors back before the disfavored were reforged in iron. He shrugs. I'm proud of my heritage, but I try not to brag. There are folks who love the Legion every bit as much as I do, but they lack the same pedigree. Well, glad to see that you have your own identity outside of the Legion. Failing to conceal a smile, Verse chuckles to herself. Sevius coughs stoically, but says nothing. Did I gain wrath? Oh, I did. Anyway, farewell. I'm just accumulating a bunch of side quests. Are you the Iron Marshal, or are you the Iron Marshal? Oh, yep, you are the Iron Marshal. Don't just cuddle the impact. Push back with your shield. Take the momentum. The Iron Marshal Erenios. What the? Oh shit. What the fuck? Oh, I must have actually hit a hotkey. Ah! No! No, go back. And... Okay. That was weird. Okay, I set eyes on your... Oh, wait. Iron Marshal Erenios, field commander of the disfavored, pounds her fist in the air as she calls out to the warriors on the training field. I set eyes on your opponent's waistline. If you spend more than a glance on it checking his footwork, you've lost. The disfavored officer turns to you, adjusting her pale golden surcoat. Touch right in front. This is the Iron Marshal Erenios. First among the equals in the Iron Guard, Raven Ash's inner circle of trusted followers, charged with being the duties of leadership, logistics, and training. There is rarely a quantity for the second in command of the disfavored legion. So pale golden surcoat as she clears her throat. Need to stay on top of the troops or their skills will rust. It's for their own good, even if they don't believe it. It was mentioned that you're short on warriors and need help. What's the situation? I have brigades amassing along the Placid, Echo Hall, and Little Tooth Crossing, and the Avenging God may be able to hold one bridge, but they cannot hold against considered three-prong attack. I have no right to give orders, but her words falter, a short cough breaking your flow. But we all have to die to Kairos' edict should we fail, so I'm not about to let my pride blind me to the value of good help. This is the second major attack on the river, correct? What happened the last time? Defeat in detail. We carved a bloody path up to the river, but at that point everyone who charged ahead was lost. We had no course backup, it was just a few disfavored squads. I can't tell you exactly how they were defeated, but we lost the whole assault team. She shakes her head, letting out a long, pained sigh. We found bodies washing up in the river for days. It's not often the Tearsmen put up such a good fight. It certainly made us reevaluate the number we'll need to take this valley. Really? Are you sure our scouts didn't give you all sorts of details about the enemy and you just choose to disregard our warnings? Look, we can't pass our blame after the war. Only the Oathbreakers matter now. Quite right. Getting our emotions into the mix won't hasten the campaign. What's the value of taking the crossing? We can't just march here to the Citadel with the Avenging Guard manning the riverbanks. Forwarding troops and supplies through the narrowest points of the river makes us vulnerable to attack, especially since our armor wasn't built for swimming. She points north, towards the mountain spire looming over the horizon. If we can take the river, we can have a clear march to the Citadel, and Ascension Hall will be ours in no time. So this favor need my help? Trying to pour salt on my pride. We left Fort Resolution with 100 on 100, and there have been no reinforcements or reserves. I keep throwing wars back into battle before they're properly rested, so yes, I need to rely on all of our allies, especially since most of our allies are constricted tiersmen, worse than useless. If the disfavor didn't take every opportunity to insult their Scarlet Chorus, perhaps you'd find my help more forthcoming. Shut your snout, filthy mongrel. I won't suffer childish japes in my camp. What? Is there no intermediate? Oh my god. You speak out of turn and offend our host. Apologize. You want me to what? She glares at you, but something in her expression reflects doubt. Fine, I should have kept my big mouth shut. Well, if possible, I couldn't assist. Then our plan might just work. The Iron Marshal lifts her gauntlet close to her face, shifting her eyes from you to the metal articulations. We are loath to work with those who do not share our training and our values, but we know that Tunin, the Adjudicator, selects only the most capable of minds for his court, and I trust you will honor for us all in the field. Antio will be leading the charge at Echo Call's Crossing. Assisting you will be Barrack of the Stone Shields. She points to the heavily armored soldier standing sentry at the edge of the training field. Before you ask, no, the forge-bound weren't sloshed on Dapple Seed when they fitted his armor. He survived the full force of the Edict of Storms, and his armor doesn't exactly come off. Tactically, it's quite brilliant, but otherwise, it's something of a curse. Tapping your helmet twice, Erinos signals the hulking presence. Barrack, to meet the Fatebinder. Ooh. The soldier steps up to you better resembles an amalgamation of rusted blades and mismatched pieces of armor fused into a vaguely human shape. He reeks of sweat, feces, and whatever oil treatment keeps him flexible.
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone.
I nod. Disfavored favor 1. Barrack returns your nod, silent, save for the creaking articulations in his alloyed carapace.
Barrack, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendrian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor?
I don't believe we've been acquainted.
It's challenging enough to experience battle from a courtroom, much less remember the faces of your cohorts. I wouldn't expect you to know me under these accursed blades of rust.
He bangs on his malformed chest of armor for emphasis. The Fatebinder will be joining us for the push across the river. I figured an extra hand might help, and more importantly, if my worries come true and the chorus tries to impede the mission, we'll have to have an observer from the court on our side.
Better to work with the Honorable Binder than some chorus children.
He nods to you, his armor creaking as he bends his neck. I asked that Barrack accompany you there to arbitrate the cooperation between his company and the Scarlet Chorus. Barrack, you've been without a cohort since the Battle of Stalwart. It's time we give you a task more worthy than hauling wagons and leading training drills. She plants her hands on her hips and speaks in clipped official terms. Ash has assigned you to the Fatefinder service. You are to assume this task is ongoing until we find a more permanent spot for you, which could very well mean that the swiftly approaching end of this war, or when the Fatefinder dismisses you. Is that understood? I suppose that I could be in worse company than that of a renowned mage slayer. I have seen how this one treats any upstarts who fail to recognize the benefits of Tyros' peace, though I would much rather attend to my duties here. That is, unless you're serious about my change of assignment, Iron Marshal. What's this? Conquest decision. These will slowly continue with guys desiring. The violence of the school, the wild rat will take you to join the fight to find more natives than the average tiers. In Levy, these fire mages became the focus of his favorite ends. Okay. To execute the disfavored flame using the nations as protected. And when forced to crush them. That is an order. That's an order barrack. She shakes her head and sighs, returning her focus to you. He can't be as stubborn as pulling a spire out of the earth, but he's a good soldier. I hope you don't mind his company. I'm honored to have a member of the Iron Legion at my side. Excellent. I will look forward to your success on the battlefield. Okay, so you're basically a tank. I got it. I'll give you more health. Save. 1 talent point. Sentinel and Punisher. Gain a chance to attack enemies that engage you. Melee damage. Barrier becomes understanding. As a result, reduced. Okay. Issue a mocking invitation, challenging enemies to attack Barrack. Yes. That's something good. Anyway. What do you wield? Ah, sword and shield. Favorite iron sword. Alright. Okay. Actually, I thought you would use two-handed weapons. But then again, I guess the shield increases your defenses. So you got good two-handed. What about one-handed? Okay, so your one-handed is almost good as your two-handed. Okay. Yeah, okay. Got pretty good defenses. Edict of Execution is decreed at all valley in the Gyros souls that shall die unless. Okay. Yeah. That's probably the fear. Parry, accuracy. Stance is Seeking Sheath. Yep. Yep, Magical Prodigy. Right. Now, where's the Scarlet Courses camp? What the? Oh, this must be their livestock. What the fuck is it? Eight days to Kyrus' Day of Swords. Oh boy. Speed with Barrack, yes.
You look as if you have something on your mind. By all means.
Placing his weapon to the side, Barrack salutes you. Joints of his arm has grown in protest.
What can I do for you?
I'd like to know more about you. I am the line your enemies cannot cross. All other details are meaningless, but I suspect you have some thirst for details, so ask away. Did you seek the trade of war, or did it find you? Both, I suppose. I knew fighting was in my blood, and the disfavored offered me a chance to use my skills to bring peace. Otherwise, I'd have wound out as some brigand or an enforcer to a crooked merchant. Barrack taps his scabbard, looking away in thought. You think Ash and his legion bring peace? That's cute. But it doesn't hold water from where I'm standing, big guy. I've seen them spill as much blood as any chorus gang. You've clearly been too busy sacking villages and stealing crops to notice how a proper army conducts war. We sow order, not discord. You two are worse than ashes and the voices. Stop this at once. Okay. Drawing himself out, Barrack glanced at you with distaste. Speaking ill of the great general is not wise while I'm in earshot, Fatebinder. Hey, the boss has got a point. Treating Jazz is fun, but it's not going to get us anywhere. First chuckles and shakes her head. May I continue my story, or do you plan on interrupting again? Barrack waits until Verse makes a rude dismissive wave before continuing. The disfavored needed recruits in anticipation of the march south. They offered to care for my mother and my brother as long as I stayed with the Legion, which is a better guarantee than you'd find anywhere else. I was an elite fighter as far as most were concerned, though still green by disfavored standards. Luckily for everyone, my skills improved under the Iron Marshal's rigorous training. Tell me about your name. Barrack is a shortening of my northern surname, which has been passed down the generations since Draven Ash assembled his army. I go by it because I wear it with pride. The proper form is Barraconin. Beyond its age and association with the General's Legion, the name Barraconin has no great titles or associations. I hold no claim to a great house or legacy, save for the disfavored. They are all the kin I need. What's the story with your armor?
It is a symbol of Kairos' will, one that I am not likely to forget. I found this armor. Perhaps it would be better to say that it found me during the Edict of Storms.
What happened during the Edict of Storms? When we heard that Kairos would proclaim the edict, we rushed to the field of battle with the forces of Stalwart. I was shoulder to shoulder with some of the Legion's most decorated veterans, and my pride blinded me to the danger. Our march was a hasty one. A cohort of disfavored soldiers vanished in the second year of the war. Among them, the daughter of Graven Ash. After a long silence, we learned that she was held in the fortress of Sentinel Stand. Go on. As we surrounded the citadel, I heard the opening peals of thunder, as did the scout I was busy trying to kill. Then the winds hit like an avalanche. Many of us begged Kairos for deliverance. What else were we gonna do? The winds knocked the legs out of our offensive out from under us. All the decorated soldiers I brought to the battle were swept up and dashed to pieces, their armor and bodies mixing with the dirt of a tornado that spun in maddening revolutions. A piece of the citadel wall broke off and nearly crushed my skull. I only remember a few scattered moments from the storm, like the flying bits of bronze and iron cutting my flesh, the severed limbs of the fallen soldiers tumbling through the air. Eventually I woke up, thinking myself trapped under the rubble. When I rose, I felt like I was buckling under my own weight, but that's when I realized I was stuck. Right and truly stuck inside this heap of scrap. What happened to Ash's daughter after the edict hit? She was trapped behind the walls of the Sentinel Stand, imprisoned by Kairos' storm as well as the fortress itself. 1,000 soldiers standing shoulder to shoulder could not have endured those winds to rescue her. So how did she survive when everyone fell? That is a mystery to me as well. Did Kairos ever hear my plea for mercy? Did this heap of scrap metal protect me, imprison me, punish me? He rubs to the back of his helmet with his gauntleted hand, and a pantomime of a gesture in his armor prohibits. I don't have enough fingers or toes to count the possible reasons, so I try not to dwell on them. So you're genuinely stuck in there. Haven't tried taking it off? I made attempts in the past. Even had one of the best beast haulers pull on the helmet while another pulled on my boots. The men in the phalanx had taken great pleasure in trying to find ways to liberate me. In time, I grew weary of the struggle. Sometimes I fear that removing the armor would be to question Kairos' judgment and risk a more odious curse. Well, it appears that Well, it appears to hold solid protection. That would be an understatement if it protected me from the foolish questions. Barrack regards you in such a way that you can tell he's rolling his eyes. A forlorn sigh escapes his helmet. Do you handle your own repairs? I try to keep the surface oiled to slow the spreading rust, and I bend the plates from time to time, but repairs, maintenance, no. If you have any better ideas on how to better maintain this situation, I'm open to discussing them. Back to my questions about you. By all means, Fatefinder. As with all this favored, I assume you grew up in the Northern Empire? That's right. I grew up in Battle's Rest, then trained at Fort Resolution before they marched me out to support the second cohort. I hope to spend my resting years in threatened shores unless I, of course, die in glorious battle, which would be preferable. My mother is good with the soil, my father with rings. He spends much of his time away on one merchant's errand or another. Still, I'm lucky to say that they're both alive. I'd speak of something else. As you like. Would you like to discuss on removing your armor? He looks at you for a very long time. His expression is unreadable as ever.
Though we are encouraged to couple and mate within the Legion, I don't consider you one of my cohorts. I think I'll decline.
I wasn't talking about sex, Barrack.
You weren't? Forgive me. It's been some time since anyone made an advance, and I am long out of practice, as you can see.
He knocks on the iron codpiece with a resounding clang.
Suffice it to say, my armor and I will not be separated for the time being. When the war is over, perhaps Tunon will lend me one of his forge-bound. Until then, here I remain. My armor saved me from the destruction of Stalwart, where thousands of others lost their lives. So you can see why I continue to wear it. For the time being, we will not be separated.
Are you comfortable in there? I've somehow developed enough calluses that I can sleep at night, but I wouldn't call that comfort, would you? This is my armor. It has everything it needs and more. Purpose, meaning, strength. If it were comfortable, it would only take away from its other qualities. Do you even want it removed? I would not speak of this now, Fatefinder. Please keep the topic close. As your commander, I'm concerned with the state of your uniform. Damn it. You are right to be concerned. My apologies that you need to pull rank. It was wrong of me to withhold information. I don't need to tell you what this suit of junk is, a literal pain in my ass. Half broken, smelling of midden, and perpetually jabbing my side with some Kairos-be-damned caltrop. These dusty plates may not be up to standards, but they serve the disfavored well enough on the battlefield. If only to intimidate the enemy, better for me to endure this condition than to shirk an advantage. Considering that I wore this as I marched across the bones of Stalwart, that was my burden growing heavier with each step. I have no desire to leave it behind. It's a lesson, a reminder, and yes, a prison. But all those things make it something more. These plates have something of me in them, as wicked as Bramble Patch, as stubborn as a fortress, and hopelessly flawed. At present, removing my armor is not an option. Even if that ever changes, I suspect that the tears will tremble in the impact of my collapsing fortification. What a day will that be? What does Graven Ash think of your predicament? I suspect that he doesn't. Not to besmirch the great general, he has larger matters to consider than any other of the soldiers' woes. His shrug sends a puff of debris clattering to the ground. How long do you think it can last? The armor hasn't shown any sign of weakening, and my maintenance regimen is all that keeps it from rusting solid. If I were to stop applying oil and give it to entropy, the shell would have hardened to a degree that no forge master has ever seen. I think it could very well stand as long as the old walls, my skeleton peering out from the depths, and someday not even that. Now isn't that a cheery thought? Well, tell me what you can and can't do. I can strike into the fear of hearts of our enemies and protect a shield wall with my very body. What more do I need? How do you vacate your bowels? Yeah, I was fucking wondering that. Let us say I manage, and manage poorly, the parts of this misbegotten thing I can reach are in better repair than ones I can't. How do you fare in water? Better to ask how do I sink. The answer is quickly. Water passes through my lips easily enough, though I take great care to keep it from anyone else. Yeah. Alright, worked out my other questions. Let's talk about something else. Tell me about the disfavored. No, 3. We are the Iron Legion, the warrior elite of Kairos' fighting force. I could easily lose count on the hours extolling our glories. What is it that you'd like to know? Have you fought in any notable battles? I served in Stalwart for the better part of a year, facing the enemy everywhere from Coral Run to the Sentinel Stand. I lost count of the battles. Seems like we fought every other day. A sigh of echoes in the cavern of his helm. Some of our best victories took place there, fighting an enemy worthy of our iron, but we were not successful enough to please the Overlord. And the final intervention was harsh on us all. Barrack takes in a deep breath, his arms folding as his posture stiffens. I had an unusual view of the Edict of Storms. Kairos' judgment has left a mark on me, yet considering how we fought at Stalwart with skill and honor of legend, only the Edict is remembered. A shame. Tell me about Rivan Ash. Rivan Ash is the general of the disfavored, veteran of centuries of battle and an Archon without peer. I would follow him into the void and back without question. Barrack swings his arms in salute. How did he come to serve Kairos? Before the uniting of the Northern Empire, Rivan Ash served as a warlord in the service of one of the local kings that defied Kairos' rule. Incredible as it may seem, Ash stood against Kairos' rule. Though his army was dismantled by Kairos' overwhelming numbers, Ash's forces performed admirably. It was said that he and his troops claimed 70 and 7 lives for each of their own. Kairos took an interest in the military genius that bloodied his army. Rivan Ash was summoned to a conclave of Archons, and though he was sent in chains, he left as an Archon, having been granted a position of power in Kairos' great host of war. Thus this favor was born. All of us today trace our line back to the warriors that impressed Kairos with their will and tenacity. The only difference is how we fight and on the winning side. Though the general seldom speaks of it, I know that Ash humbled himself in order to spare his troops the brunt of Kairos' punishment. His loyalty to the old blood of the North is beyond question. Well, I say he probably made the right choice to save his troops in that scenario. And he would make it again to save any of us. There has never been a more devoted and attentive leader. Barry makes a proud fist and steps to a salute with a forceful clatter of pots and pans. What else do you know about his past? I follow him into battle. I am not his personal scribe, and if I did know more about him, it would not be my place to say. He takes a half step back, folding his arms across his chest. As an Archon, what magic does he wield? Ash works his magic through his soldiers. When we do battle, Ash seems to know the events even before our runners have been given word. More importantly, though, he protects us. It's a bit tricky to explain unless you've experienced it. I can think of countless times I've been struck by a spear or hit with an axe and even run with it through with an arrow, and in each of those moments the pain and injury just cease to be. None of us know how he does it, or how he can sense that we're in danger and intervene from afar, but I suppose that's why he's an Archon. What he probably wouldn't make sense for someone like me. How do you feel about Rivan Ash? How do I feel about him? Archon Ash is the bravest, warmest, most compassionate general who has ever lived. He's an icon of leader and courage. Barrack tilts his head slightly to the side, as far as the suit's limited range of motion permits. Ash is a soldier, but he doesn't kill for sport. A leader, but he doesn't issue commands to hear himself talk. He demands a discipline and sober conduct of his troops, and I applaud such standards. Back to my questions about the disfavored. Go on, I'm listening. What can you tell me about your time in the Legion? I joined the Legion 3 years before the conquest of Tears began. Though handy with a few weapons, my size made me the perfect addition to a phalanx. I served with with the stone shields ever since. Proud to say I've stood at front row, right corner in over a dozen battles. That has been my place ever since the Iron Marshals gave me the assignment. The Bastard City, the Gates of Judgment, Vendrian Pass, Oaken's Ring, a quick tour in the Barristan Chains, and then Stalwart. I spent a long time in Stalwart, lost a lot of friends there. What of the other disfavored lieutenants? They are Graven Ash's most trusted officers and warriors from the Iron Guard. Between Ash's arcane powers at command and his cadre of gifted leaders, there is little confusion or chaos in the ranks. Tell me of the one they call Iron Marshal. She takes it upon herself to train and harden our greener recruits. Not only that, she has a keen eye for talent, and how to foster it for leadership. She is the youngest member of the Iron Guard. Her family served the disfavored back before Ash bowed to Kairos. Say what you will of how many seasons she's weathered, her lineage is impressive beyond measure. What of Cairn's disciple Radix? An Earthshaker who sworn service to Cain a few years before the conquest. Since Cairn is gone, the cult now follows Radix. Unlike his Archon, at least he knows how to follow orders. To his credit, Radix seems to appreciate the honor of fighting alongside the disfavored Cairn, was always peeved to be invited in glory. That may just seem a necessary complication. They are insubordinate and can't lug their own supplies, but I would not want to go to war without their spells of Tremor and Leaping Stones. Or the Scar Master Mark. Mark is a devoted leader, and Ash seems to hold his counsel in high regard. Both send their troops ahead of themselves, which I'm sure is why they work so well together. He's no magician, but he does share a special connection to his warband, and they are entrusted with the most important scouting assignments. They say he can see what his scouts see, hear what they hear. What of the veteran warrior Varamus? He is the finest of us, second only to Ash. Varamus is an evocatus, a soldier who lived to see the end of his term of service. It's rare for anyone to survive that long, much less willingly return. These days he lends his tactical expertise to Graven Ash, though by all rights he should be enjoying his twilight of years in a seat of honor and dignity. Find my questions about the disfavored. Go on, I'm listening. Why did the Legion prevent the uprising of Vendrian's well? I think that's a question you ought to ask of the Scarlet Chorus. There were two, charged with ensuring the locals remained vanquished and unarmed. Barrack lurches forward as he speaks, iron plates riding under his motion. I'm going with the neutral. Rivan would go for the neutral option. Despite how much he hates the chorus, he should not be outwardly expressing his bias for bias against the chorus. So, I would say that the Avenging God are really the only guilty party. It was their rebellion after all. That is a supposition unworthy of you, Fatefinder. The Tears are but children before Kairos. We don't blame them for their ignorance, but the responsibility to set them straight is ours alone. What more can you tell me of the Legion? The disfavored accept only the finest warriors. We are volunteers and soldiers by trade, not farmers and fishmongers pressed into service. There is a century of tradition, honor, and tactical mastery in our ranks. We don't just let anyone into the Legion. Only Northern of character and prowess are welcome. And what if a capable Tearsman wishes to join? We would not recruit even the champion of the Tearsmen. Each soldier in the Legion is tied by blood and fealty that stood with Graven Ash during the coming of Kairos. That is part of who we are, and that will never change. So why was the Legion called the disfavored? It is a name born in shame, now worn in honor. After Graven Ash stood against Kairos, he was forced to give much, his legion, his pride, and the name of his vaunted army. What was the Legion originally called? That name has been forgotten, all save Ash and Kairos, and it is considered a bad form to bring up the topic. Since you don't know any better, I'll say much. Disfavored is the only name by which one needs to know us. Let us speak of something else then. I have some questions about the Scarlet Horse. Our allies do not share the disfavored sense of honor and discipline. The chorus will trust any criminal, rapist, or half-wit with a truncheon or blade. What would you like to know about the Scarlet Chorus? What do you know of the voices of Narat? The Archon of Secrets. All I know are rumors, hearsay, speculation. But that's as much as anyone knows of the voices. Some accounts tell me that he's actually dead, and the Overlord has trapped the minds of his foes in the same body to torture them all. As likely an explanation as I've heard. In truth, I know little of the voices, and have reason to suspect almost anything about it could be true. You could tell me that his tears could turn cheese back into milk, and it would seem more sensible to believe than not. Do you know anything of his powers? I'm no scholar of sorcery, but as I understand it, the voices of Narat is a thief of minds. They say he can swipe your thoughts and make them his own. I don't know how it works. When I recruited into the disfavored, the Iron Marshal told me never to take an audience with the voices if I didn't have a witness on hand. Do you think he's disloyal? I really shouldn't comment on such matters. The barrack looks ahead blankly, then clears his throat. What do you know of his associate, Archon Siren? Siren is the Archon of Song, and one of the youngest of her rank. She can influence human emotion with her voice alone. The voices may be the conductor of the chorus, but I'd argue Siren is their best weapon. The voices put her talent to good use, and he had her singing a song up and down the coast, and the tears been defected to the chorus in droves. Back to my questions about the Scarlet Chorus. By all means. What can you tell me of their troops and tactics? Tactics? They're the first I've heard of them. The chorus are more of an irregular mob than a proper army. Still, it's a well-armed mob, and they have a few proper warriors and magicians in their pitiful excuse ranks. What do you know of their warriors? Most chorus rats are untrained peasants handed a knife or a pitchfork. It doesn't take much to qualify for the front lines. One only needs a beating heart, and even the chorus could make do. Of course, not everyone in the chorus is an infirm child or a sickly old crone. Some ex-soldier and madman join, and the fighting elite of the chorus form a clique known as the Scarlet Furies. Barrack is too dismissive by far, but he's right, that most recruits are novices pressed into service. Most will not survive the few battles, but those who live have the experience to lead, and those who fall can easily be replaced. So what sort of magic does the chorus use? The blood chanters are mages who follow the voices of Narat. Like the chorus itself, their order is not steeped in tradition and antiquity, rather built on knowledge stolen from other guilds. Their fire magic earns them a place on the battlefield, but they also have chants that stir the mind of heart, the motherless sods, and have spells that can bolster a man's courage or tap into his fears. If the chorus is a mob, how is it led and supplied? The voices of Narat give orders to his elite commanders, who in turn send instructions out to the gang captains, but beneath that hierarchy it is chaos. Whole gangs will break from the larger force and disperse back to their homelands. Their chorus is inefficient beyond words, and yet more bodies keep coming in to replace the loss in the mess. Inefficient. Every weakling lost in the battle lost in the shuffle is one less burden to those in the choir still dancing to the song of battle. Always must be harsh, otherwise the stupid and soft will inherit the chant. The chorus has a lot of mouths to feed, so the conscripts can't or won't fight are made to gather food and water, else I'm told they're fed to the pigs, becoming food and water in a sense. Barrack shrugs. A fine contrast to honor, efficiency, and decency of the disfavored. The Legion demands courage and tenacity, but provides us with good iron, and does not leave its soldiers to forage like vultures. Back to my previous questions, by all means. How do you transform into Tears with Jordan? I already know about the Archon of Song, so that's
Good.
the main reason.
Let's move on to another matter.
What can you tell me about? What can you tell me about the Tears? Uphill both ways and full of dumb sods. I learned some history in training, and I've been here for a few years, but I'm no expert. What's your assessment on the local forces? There was a time early in the war when I would have feared the younger realms working together. Imagine that. Ha ha ha. He chuckles. Once I saw the modest scope of their defenses, I knew they would be easily outclassed. They couldn't even rally their best to make a competent stand. Tell me about the Vendrian Guard. They used to be the Queen's Royal Army of Vendrian. I guess that defeat inclined them into a shorter name. We crushed them back in 429. I'm proud to say that I took part in that decisive battle. You know the rest. A year after we thought them conquered, 1,000 Vendrian Oathbreakers murdered the garrison and declared themselves free of the Overlord's rule. Tell me about the Unbroken. The Unbroken, the Union of Stalwart, made rot in their decrepitude of their fallen realm. Barrack squeezes his gauntlet into a hard fist. Much as it pains for me to admit, in all the realms of the Tears, the Unbroken have been the only foe worthy to meet the disfavored in battle. The Unbroken value tradition, just as we do. Stalwart has never lost a war on their own soil, a reputation they take quite seriously. It is unfortunate that the Stalwart has poor relations with all its neighbors. The rest of the Tears will not come to their aid, so as briefly as they fight, their end is inevitable. And what can you tell me about the Bronze... Oh. Okay. What can you tell me about the Bronze Brotherhood? Mercenaries from the free cities. The chorus needed extra muscle, and you can always mint a few rings. Hard to believe the Tearsmen turned on each other for mere loops of metal. The Bronze Brotherhood worship scourges. Yes, the monsters from the old walls. The mercenaries are grown adults and are willing to admire the magical abomination. Read into that what you will. That said, it should surprise no one that the Bronze Brotherhood eventually wanted more than just rings, and turned on their contract. Kairos now considers them an enemy, which is for the best. The Overlord needs a better class of combatants. Back to my previous questions.
Go on, Fatebinder.
What is the Younger Realms? Nature political fashions of the Tears. Okay. Okay. What do you know what do you know of the Younger Realms? Before we marched on the Bastard Tier, I recall Graven Ash giving us a speech as we stood assembled at Fort Resolution. He told us that the Younger Realms lacked the sense to make a stand against me. I don't think I need to point out that the average Tearsman is just plainly inferior to the sons and daughters of the North. For every one of ours they kill, we must drag a score and a half bleeding into the soil with us. It didn't help that they were afraid of magic, and they relied on their battlefield prowess to stage defense. What do you know of the Beastmen? They drilled us on Beastmen combat before the invasion, but it did take little to prepare us. The local savages are lacking in brains, hygiene, and the ability to arm themselves, yet their prime hunters of the species are formidable. Aside from being rapacious killers, the Beastmen make good haulers and laborers. Once you kill the half that won't follow orders. I see. Enough about the Tears. As you like. You seem like a more than capable fighter. I trained with a spear and shield in my youth, but I gave up the day I earned the disfavored iron. I can still throw with some accuracy, but it's a challenge these days. He knocks twice on his helmet. Why, were you interested in our sparring session? Well, I heard a rumor that Ash has an unbeatable sword fighting technique. You flatter the Legion's reputation, but the Archon does make sure that we are competent swordsmen. Observe. Oh, nice. One-handed skill rank increase. Barrack takes up a sword and offers several practice jabs, testing his weight and balance. Before you know what to expect, the gleaming iron whips through the air, fast enough for a sharp breeze to disturb the air. Barrack does this several more times, never showing any sign of exhaustion. What do you have on your mind? What do you think of our circumstances? The edict left little room for confusion. A representative of the Overlord must breach the Ascension Hall before Kairos' Day of Swords, and must assume death is the price of failure. We should assist the disfavored in their siege preparations, as the Legion should take the Well's fortified citadel. I wouldn't wager a wooden ring on the Scarlet Choruses oppressing anyone but the Vultures. What are your thoughts on me and my deeds? Any reservations I have aside, your military record speaks for itself. You are Tunan's fate finder, and my opinions on the matter don't come into it one way or another. And what do you think of our travel companions? I'm more accustomed to traveling in the company of soldiers, so I am out of practice judging the worth of civilians and miscreants. If you have anyone in particular in mind, I would give them some thought. Well, I've heard that you and Verse have some relationship. Or something. I try not to. She's a force of chaos, an agent of the voices on the rot. Taking her into our confidence can only lead it to ruin. And yet she's a capable fighter. For the time being, I'm confident you can trust her to serve your interest and rely on her skills on the battlefield. She may even offer some useful perspective on the war. Farewell. Okay, first I'm changing your tactics. Until attack first. Okay. Focus on protecting the bodies. Start the combat. Use the bond of honor on an ally. Maintain his panic stance and attempt to get the attention of as many enemies as possible. If an ally is in danger, backward attempt to use the defender's charge to aid them. What's the warrior's one? Focus on dealing damage effectively. You'll use this bond of honor on other damage dealers and aggressively make use of the defender's charge, striking out and breaking the wall abilities. Okay. What's the default? Okay. Probably Protector while you go apeshit with your Blade Dance. Okay. Alright. Yes, speak to you on anything.
Fatefinder.
Oh.
Always a pleasure.
First sizes you up with an open curiosity. When her assessment is done, she laughs to herself, shaking her head.
What do you need?
Okay, no. That's everything. Alright. Well, I've already explored the majority of the camp, I believe. I think so. Echo House Crossing, Scarlet Chorus Camp, Northern Clearing. Yeah, I don't want to take too long. The Scarlet Chorus Camp. Yep. Now taking residence within the decayed walls of an old fortress is currently the base of operations for the Voices of Norot's campaign in the valley. Okay, wait. Okay. 8 days before the Kairos Day of Swords. Oh boy. First, we read through our... Okay, hide completed quests. I do not want to see the ones we have already done. Okay, there's our primary objectives. Yeah, I still gotta speak to the Scarlet Chorus. You learned that Scarlet Chorus is an ongoing operation in the Trip Nettle, which has been proven successful. Speak with the Fifth Eye as a Scarlet Chorus can to see what you can do to assist. Okay. Forge-bound Iron. Echo Hall's Crossing. So yeah, that's where we're gonna be going. And Earthshaker's role. The Northern Clearing. The search for Earthshakers. Reinforcements. Okay. Okay. Well, the plan is, you must gather your party before venturing forth. Scarlet Chorus Camp. Take 2 hours. Let's go. Ambush. Your path is blocked by a small group of venturing guard. You can't go any farther until you deal with them. Very well. Let us battle. Okay, now I need to learn how the bloody hell am I gonna change my weapon sets. Oh boy.
That's far enough, Fatebinder.
The woman's voice booms from atop the nearby outcropping. Flashes of an aquamarine body paint. The blue body pigment, bladed staff, and complex braided attire are the traditional trappings of the School of Tides. According to the Fatebinder Rogulus, The majority of the school fled before the coming of Kairos. The remainder were last seen during the first campaign of Vengeance. Well, the School of Tides traditionally studies the magic of water and the grave light. The magic of water and the grave light. The art of directing the moon's arcane light into a baleful searing energy. Anyway, peek out from under her loose-fitting traveler's garb, and her outfit is fastened in braids and knots of sailor's line. Flanked on either side by warriors dressed in Avenging Guard regalia, the woman leads on an elaborate bladed staff, pulsing with arcane energy, a swath of blue fabric draped over her arm. What does that mean? Symbol of diplomacy and truce recognized across most of the known world. It's custom of the talisman to hold dear to harm another person. Under the auspices of the blue flag is a grave offense in both Tears and Kairos' empire. The customary punishment is literally death.
In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
A delay of blade. The woman bows deeply, lowering her head in a practiced display of etiquette. The warriors by her remain in a ready stance, their nerves clearly on edge.
I am Ebb of the School of Tides, and today I speak on behalf of the Vendrian Guard.
I advise caution, Fatebinder. Only thing more dangerous than a tearsman is an educated one.
Mental articulations drawn as he tries to subtly move his hand towards this blade. There's a blue flag. I expect you will honor it.
As is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners. We know this isn't Kairos' way, but we must have hope. A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
You recall the name as belonging to one of the Avenging God leaders who have assaulted the Edging Ruins, though you have no recollection to his exact fate. Assuming that he's our prisoner, what would you offer in exchange?
We would offer you 5 choirmen that got lost on patrol. They're healthy, got other limbs too.
I would not have us barter with oathbreakers. Certainly not for anything less than disfavored lives.
You say there's something worth less than a disfavored life. Call me intrigued.
Well, I don't. Well. Sorry. What the fuck would I gain out of this? Oh my god, these spammers in chat! Get the fuck off my chat! Oh my god. Get off my chat. Stop spamming my chat with scams. Get out of here. Okay. Anyway, well, I have no idea what the fuck happened, so, My apologies. I do not know of their fate. That name means nothing to me.
No, I'm sorry. I'm asking about one man out of thousands that have been slain by Kairos' forces. It's not like I remember the name of all your friends that I've killed. If I may make one more inquiry, what of Palox Tyrell? Did he survive?
But you really have the luxury of matching the names of the countless tears in your chatter. Yeah, recently you said that she's asking about the Vendrian Guard warrior that took Drassus' hostage at the Edging Ruins. He did not survive the encounter. He's dead. She nods slowly, saying nothing for a long moment.
My apologies, Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start. I had no expectations that our friends could be saved, as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone. But at least I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough.
I have some questions for you.
We shouldn't be socializing with oathbreakers.
Shut up, Barrack.
I will entertain them as best I can. After all, understanding is the only hope we have. What is it you wish to know?
How did you and your friends overthrow the garrison?
I would joke that the voices of Narat left the gate unlatched, but dozens of warriors lost their lives taking the citadel. There was no secret to it. We simply attacked with speed and certainty at a time when the Archons were elsewhere in the tiers. The Scarlet Chorus had a rout, and what few disfavored soldiers were present made an impressive showing. But they were surrounded and overwhelmed once the chorus fled.
Why do you resist Kairos? What are you trying to save?
I grew up without my knee bent to Kairos, and if I'm going to bow to someone, let it be another Tiersman. We've ruled ourselves just fine for centuries, so we'll give our lives so that our sons and daughters might rule themselves.
What makes you believe that you have the chance?
Oh, we don't. Those who believed Kairos could be stopped all died years ago, in the first wave of fighting. It's not about the hope of victory. It's about the hope of inspiring others. It is very likely we will fall here in Vendrian's Well. But perhaps others will arise elsewhere.
Let me ask her something else. She nods, silently awaiting a follow-up. Who's in charge of this insurrection?
Listen to you. Thinking just like the Overlord wants you to think. There always has to be a person in charge or things don't make sense. Well, we don't answer to anyone. We are each of us sons and daughters of the Tiers, and take this task upon ourselves freely. But Captain Tarkus Ari, former Falksman of Queen Vendrian Alanta, is the voice we trust when we seek unanimity.
I assume Tarkus Ari and Tarkus Deimos are related to each other.
Yes. Deimos was Ari's brother. We were certain he was dead, but the captain takes family seriously. So I volunteered to find some answers. And now here we are.
Were there prisoner swaps in the past?
That is our way, Binder. Here in the south, only thugs and bandits kill prisoners. The younger realms may be guilty of constant fighting, but we never slay each other when the battle's long over. We're not about to change that now. As a rule, Kairos' forces haven't been keen on swapping prisoners. But I know our disfavored prisoners aren't prisoners anymore. I just assumed they were swapped for some of our own.
That is all.
Fair enough. But now a question for you. The Edict. I can feel its magic coursing through the air. Everyone can. But those of us enlightened to the currents of magic feel it most. The wording of the Edict. What was it?
I'm afraid such details are for Kairos warriors only.
So you will not say? I expected as much. Can it be worse than endless storms or fire pouring from the earth? Not that you'd answer that either. I've another question for you, if you will entertain it.
Are we really standing here and chatting with Oathbreakers? It's hard to watch. Like cuddling a goat you're going to kill for dinner.
Ask your question, Eb.
When I was young, my parents told me the Tiers were special, and the Overlord's edicts and armies could never touch us. Seems I've been told a hefty sum of lies. So answer this honestly for me, please. Is it true that Tunon's fate binders can smell truth from falsehood?
I'm done answering questions.
Best news I've heard all day. Let's go before you tell them about our guard rotation and the secret of iron.
In accordance to our ancient customs north and south, let us conclude this truce in peaceful accord. May peace find you soon, Fatebinder.
She and her retinue turned to leave. Rivan, word has reached this court that he has issued the Overlord's edict to the Archons of the War and Secrets. Know that we understand fully the weight of this burden and appreciate the loyalty you show in this declaration. Provided you survive this span, your service will, will be duly recognized. As you navigate the idiosyncrasies and mutual antipathy of our overlords war masters, remember that Kairos watches all with interest. Those who distinguish themselves, whether Fatebinder or Archon, have the opportunity to rise in the Overlord's esteem. Even now, the Northern Courts whisper that the more successful of the two Archons will be granted rule over the whole of the peninsula. Similarly, your fortunes rest upon the decisions you make. Choose wisely. Tunan, the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice. I thank you for the advice. Archon, allow me to express my deep appreciation for this opportunity. Few in the Empire have the honor of treating with Archons, and few still of reading in the empowered words of the Overlord. I endeavor always to emulate your exemplary foresight and judgment. I remain in all things your faithful servant. What are the other options? Request clarification. Archon Tunan. Am I to understand that the Edict of Execution applies equally to all within the Valley of Vengeance as well, tiersman and servant of Kairos alike? Is the Overlord truly willing to sacrifice both the Archon of War and the Archon of Secrets, the army, the farmers and herdsmen of the region, and a Fatebinder of no small skill for the sake of killing a handful of insurgents occupying a crumbling ruin? It is not said that the Overlord has no desire to rule over a wasteland? Fatebinder Rivan. Yes, I feel like Rivan would be more skeptical about his decision. Why the fuck would we want to literally nuke an entire land and make it practically useless in terms of wealth and resources, as well as eliminating like some of your most powerful warriors and armies and such. Right.
Fatebinder, always a pleasure.
Man, I have more fear in her than loyalty.
What do you need?
And what's her loyalty and fear
My
to
Lord
me?
Binder, you have something which requires my attention?
Barrack to solicit test degree.
What can I do for you?
We'll talk later. Oops. Scarlet Taurus. Haha, we got a little bit of wrath. Iron Storm. Swords and javelins emerge from barracks armor and fly into a cloud of iron above the Fatebinder. These weapons can be used to rain down in the storm around the Fatebinder, damaging enemies nearby. Neat. Fury's Rage. Yep, I know about that. Right. We should get going. Continue to the camp. Yes. Alright. We're at the camp. Now let us speak for the Archon of Secrets. These are tourist grounds. State your business or get lost. The guard places her hands by her belt as you approach, gripping the hilt of a blade. Past this point is tourist territory, and you don't look like someone's conscript. You sure you're in the right place? I'm Rivan, Fatebinder of Tunan. I'm here to help vanquish the Oathbreakers. You know, I think I was told to expect somebody, but you seem too ugly to be him. Her lips crumble to a smirk. Why exactly should I let you in? And more importantly, what's the hulking ton of iron doing here? The guard gestures at Barrack with a sneer. Okay, first up. Okay. I literally just walked up and just shoved her. Before she can draw her blade, you advance, placing your foot behind hers, and give her a stiff shove on the shoulder. Caught off balance, she tumbles backwards, triggering an outburst of laughter in the other guard. I can't believe you sassed the Fate Binder. You're such a stupid ponce. Didn't I tell you you had a special guest coming? The guard waves you in with a smile. Come on in, and don't let the ninny shitters in camp give you any guff. Yeah, that's right, motherfucker. Yeah, that's right, I just flexed on you. I just flexed on the guard right there. Now that's a power move. I just did what you call a power move. Oh yeah, she's picking up the arrows. Filthy mongrels. Are these his favored? Oh, they are. Huh. I thought only... Huh. Is that another smith? Oh, we can't talk to them. Salvaros, are you the representative? Hail, Fatebinder of Tunin! The disfavored officer pounds a heavy gauntlet against his chest in a stiff but warm greeting. Were I a betting or a superstitious man, I'd say fortune must favor me today. I am not. But I am pleased to meet you all the same. Now what brings you to my little slice of personal damnation, otherwise known as... He spreads his thickly gloved hands wide. This here mud and shit stinking course camp. Do you have anything you'd like to report, soldier? Maybe you noticed something unusual during your time here? He cants his head once to the side, taken aback. What about the course is unusual? The arming itself is strange, malnourished beast, but no, the stream is seem mostly in order, sir. And I've been spying if that's what you've been implying, sir. Still, as opposed, he studies you sharply, scarcely appearing to breathe. Of course, even if I was, it'd be damn near impossible to learn anything from this shitsty. The fifth eye and those damn furies don't even loop me enough to do my detail, and it's not for the lack of trying on my part. What do you mean? I'm not here to just keep a steady eye on the Oathbreakers, who gives their far too much freedom after conscripting. I'm here to be a resource for the benefit of both armies. I can provide insight regarding proper stratagem, and request stocks of troops from the Iron Marshal Erinos for reinforcements, if needed, but they won't listen to me, nor confide in me, nor fight beside the brethren I could request. Why are you stationed at the chorus? From the most ways of my days go, you think I was here to row with the Blood Chanters and Scarlet Furies, but my post is to represent the disfavored's interest before the Fifth Eye, and the Scarlet Choruses for the Iron Marshal Erinos. Not that I've gotten to do either is in so much as the last span. Have they been cooperative? No one tells me anything. They all lack honor and discipline. Don't think they could cooperate even if that's what they even actually wanted, he grunts. Guess I shouldn't be surprised considering they serve the Archon of Secrets. You speak ill of one of the Kairos' generals? No, you must know. I mean no respect to the Overlord, sir. He shifts beneath the weight of his armor, uncomfortably. Besides, only a dumb shit or a dying man would insult the voices of his own camp, and I don't intend to be neither. Anyway, farewell. Stand together, stand whole. Passive, pulse rate 3 per second. Resolve, +1 resolve. Neat.
Have a look here.
A bronze axe. Yoink. The threadbare tints show signs of hard use and okay, well. What is this? Read scroll. I have lore. The scroll sits here with glowing mystical energy. Sign of illusion. Ooh. False pit. Prone affliction. Okay. Neat. Conjure illusions of an endless black pit follow below the target, convincing them that falling to their death, the enemy is left prone until they can make sense of the illusion. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'll give that a try. Neat. Ah, there he is. The binder of Tunin arrives, squealing with teenager's timber. The fifth-sized voice makes your gums itch and your fingernails feel the need of a trim. And we just finished having a bit of sport with some captives. But worry not, we'll have more fun with another batch momentarily. Dressed in bronze and red regalia of the Crimson Spears. Who are they? Yeah. Personal gang of voices in the rot, top enforcers of the chorus, answer only to the Archon of Secrets, and all gang members must follow their orders as if they were the words of the Archon of Secrets himself. They're contrast to the polycorrupt mobs they command. The Crimson Spears are armed with fine bronze and rigorous training, and their skills are regularly tested by the rivals for their status. In the Scarlet Chorus, even the top gang leaders must be ready to prove their strength if they wish to lead. The fifth eye beckons you to stand close, wagging a blood-splattered glove. Now that you have issued this edict and doomed us all to die, have you come to help us climb out of this hole? Trips of laughter emanate from under his mask. Well, how's the camp responded to the edict? With mewling, bawling, the occasional orgy, frequent vomitus, shrill, tittering laughter escapes from under his mask. The bloodlust is there, but so is the fear of failure. Should our glorious horde fail to overrun the citadel, we will surely all perish. I mean, I don't see the despair pulling their weight. I trust you're getting your warriors ready for battle. We know that the Oathbreakers are focused in the citadel beneath the mountain spire, but we have learned that this is not their only nest. The fifth eye wags a hand in the air with high-pitched squeal of displeasure. Given the patterns of attacks, they must have a second group maintaining camp here in the outer valley. Unless we deal with the second group, they'll attack from behind the moment we cross the river. My last group of scouts returned with a new batch of prisoners, and one of these prisoners claims that she can lead us to the Vengeance Guard's secondary camp, though there are shreds of deception in her voice. I could use your help in questioning this Varia Kell. Perhaps you will get less screams and tears and more useful information out of her. If we knew where to ambush the Oathbreakers, we could try and take their captain. Show them the wisdom of joining the chorus. Well, why don't you ask the Archon of Secrets? I thought you could interrogate anything. An unintelligible mutter escapes from under the fifth eye's mask as his posture stiffens. I do not tell the voices of Norat what to do, nor do I question his motives. The Archon is busy plotting the efficient destruction of these Oathbreakers that is not to be disturbed. I've I've known the Archon to demand personal interrogations, but it's only ever been with leaders, mages, or others of great merit. I've often imagined the interrogation process not to be taken lightly. Perhaps it's downright exhausting for the Narat. Well then, I'll speak to the prisoner then. I'll meet you there. She is waiting by the other prisoners. Choirman! 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 Let the Fate Finder speak with our... Oh, okay. With the prisoner, okay. Where's the prisoner? Okay, as you will. Where's the prisoner? Oh, look, a wandering pig. Just a pig there. Where's the prisoner? Where's the prisoner? Oh, look, a wolf. Oh, are they... No, okay. Where are the prisoners? You didn't tell me where the prisoners are. You didn't exactly tell me where the prisoner is, so I don't know where to look. Reg. Hard. Where's the prisoner? Scarlet Fury. Scarlet Fury. Where's the prisoner? I don't see them. In the Scarlet River Captain, in the Scarlet Horse Camp, my friend crew. Well, where's Variat? I don't see them. Are they there? That's not them. Where's the prisoner? Fifth Eye? The Fifth Eye, commander of the local Scarlet Horse, surveys the camp, watching in stillness as all manner of violence or revelry occur around him. He offers a slight nod at your approach. Is there a reliable quartermaster or peddler in the camp? Talk to Get that out of my face. Talk to Stinkler Dagos. He's willing enough not to steal from you, and he'll only cheat you a little bit. He's right over there, he points nearby to the east. But he has the most important honor of arming, trying to harm all my merry little conscripts, so don't expect Kairos' armory or anything. Who's the strongest in your camp? I am. Oh, I am, naturally. Well, the Archon is, without question, the mightiest in the camp. Death Knell is the master trainer here, and she's almost as tough enough to take me. She's a biter. Don't tell her that I told you that, but she can be trusted to fight and lead. And while her humanity is lacking, Verse is correct. She's been running with the Furies even longer than Death Knell. Too bad that she's skilled in poisons, did nothing to save our sisters. What up? Oh, I already know about her sisters. I mean, I already know what happened to her sisters. I already talked to her about this like ages ago. I'll just say what happened to her sisters, why not? I said that our little torchlight here has become the victim of her immorality. A spasm of discomfort, of hesitation, stayed her sword and the shattered focus of coordinated attack. Did I have that right of that, dear? Look, don't ask. I'll tell you about it in my own time. I already know. I don't know why it already... Okay, then. Okay, farewell for now. Okay, where's the prisoner? I don't know where the prisoner is. You didn't tell me where they are. It's hard to distinguish who the fuck's the prisoner and who's not. You, tell me where the prisoner is. Does he drop an anchor or he can't take his armor off? Are you talking about my companion? Where the fuck is the prisoner? Is that the prisoner? Where's the prisoner? You thought yourself, Thor's maggot. Oh, man. Where the fuck's the prisoner? Where's the prisoner? Where the fuck is the prisoner? I don't see any prisoners around here. What the fuck are the prisoners? Anyway, where is the prisoner? No, really, where the fuck is the prisoner? I don't see them. It's like, oh yes, very well, let's interrogate the prisoner. Where the fuck are they? Jordan in the Strawberries camp might have crucial information. Where are they? Where are they? You didn't tell me where they are. Where's Varia? What? Okay then, I'm just gonna steal your shit then. I'm just gonna steal your shit then. Yoink. Okay, well, where the fuck is Varia then? I don't know where they are.
Can't do that.
Where the fuck is Varia? You didn't tell me where the prisoner is. I'm very new to this area. Oh wait, oh, this seems to be an area around the outskirts of the camp. Okay, so... Take another step and I'll pin your foot to the dirt. White shift. It proves everything. The warrior slams her fists together in a resounding clap. Like, for instance, whether you're fit to lead that flock of children. Behind her, the members of her gang posture with weapons held at the ready. Silver Shire Shank? Okay. Did you not hear the news of the edict? This is a foolish distraction. We ought to be saving our fight for the enemy. Say nothing. And with the next battle being so important, all the more reason you warriors should follow me when the time comes. She lifts a lock of hair from her face with a bronze dagger, smiling wickedly as the blade hovers close to her eye. Then it seems we have no other way about it. With a nod to his gang, readies his weapon. Alright, I'll just watch the fight. Come on, come! Who of you will be first to meet my blade? The gang leader tosses in a knife from one hand to the next. Wow. I think both of the leaders are dead. Oh well, free loot. Bent bronze sword. Order boots. Not that much. Scarlet horse leather armor. Oh well, I could sell that shit. Is the prisoner here? I can't fucking tell. Negative. God damn it. Alright. Where the fuck is the prisoner? Alright. Death now. Prisoner. Oh, the prisoner's there. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, getting so much loot that I can sell for money. Oh, neat. Bronze hammer. DPS. Okay, it's comparing the two. Horde boots. Yoink. Alright. Reg. Pause. Snigler Dagos. Is that you? Or is that you? No, that's not you. Is that you? There you are. Upon noticing your approach, the merchant strengthens his postures and smiles. What an honor! The name's Snigler Dagos. Oh. What an honor! The name's Snigler Dagos. Originally from the relative tranquility of the Northern Empire, I have since accepted a nomadic life for the sake of keeping Kyrus' forces supplied with only the finest goods, local and imported. Let me see your wares. He winces a little. It's not much, but let me know if you have anything that piques your interest. It's not party shit. Bloody scarlet armor. Okay, that's just overall better armor. Okay. Well, it's apparently better than my bronze sword. Yeah, it's actually better than my bronze sword. Funnily enough. Okay. Sweet cash. Ripper. Fine. Wait, how much is that? Holy shit, that's expensive. Fire Ice Stone. I already got the Sigil of Fire. I have no need for that. Ooh. What do we have here? That's a Sigil of Precise Action. Sigil of Vigor. Sigil of Channeled Strength. Am I about buffing stuff? I'm not too sure. Scarlet Fury Helmet. I think I... Oh, this is a slightly better one. Deflection, Precision. Oh yeah, these are the ones I sold. Do I really want... I think this, yeah, that's an accent, so put that here. Boop. Nice. Increases my accuracy. Okay, my lore is not high enough to upgrade these spells, so I'll just leave it as it is for now. Actually, yeah. Well, anyway. Actually, what's in our party inventory? What? Oh, that there, there. Let's deal with Varia before we let the sage speak. Oh, you're Varia. Ah, there we go. Please, someone! I wish to bow before the voices of Naraj. I thought I could find redemption in the chorus. A woman in makeshift armor of the Vendrian Guard lurches forward in agony. Her soiled, trembled legs suggest that she's been forced to stand for days. Wow. Yikes. This one. He flippantly waves at the prisoner. Was hollering earlier that she knows the location of the Vendrian Guard encampment, but she isn't being entirely honest. I told this thing. The prisoner turns pale a moment before a look of determination comes over her face. That I wanted to guarantee that I'd live and be welcomed into the chorus as a captain. And I'll talk. Otherwise, they'll just kill me once I opened up. I was dumb enough to join with the Vendrian Guard, but I'm dumb enough to give away my bargaining bronze. You claimed that you would disavow your people for the Scarlet Horse. Why change your heart? Because I want to live, and I don't need to be the Archon of Premonitions to know that the younger realms are gone for good. She blinked several times, catching her breath. Kairos is the new strength to the tears, and would rather stand with his Archons and be crushed than to be crushed by them. Tell me what you know, and I can see your release, too. I heard that the chorus is looking for Captain Pellux Florian and his crew. I can lead you to them, but only if you release me. She turns her head, taking a long look at skewered and smoldering corpses around her. She tugs at her strings, but to no available. You're lying. Why don't you tell me what you actually know, and I'll see about saving you. Well, I see. Shaken by your demand, her lips move wordlessly for several seconds. So I don't know exactly where the rest of my crew is, but I can tell you. She shakes her head, catching her breath. Search that one. She reaches her right leg and points with her foot, calling attention to one of the nearby pile of corpses. The tall, dark one is missing most of his face. Check his left boot. He was the deliberate one in our crew. He had the orders. With a snap of his fingers, a pair of choirmen yank the boot off the fallen guardsman. A rolled parchment slides out of the boot and is thrust into the fifth eye's hands. He unfurls the scroll to give it a read. It's nonsense, just a mash of words. Laughter erupts from under his mask. She says she had information. She gives us garbage. Slay this wretch for wasting our time. He snaps his fingers at the nearby Scarlet Fury, who promptly snatches a long knife from her belt. I'll remain silent. Yeah, it's not really in Rivan's jurisdiction to do that. I mean, he could totally do it, but again, yeah. She didn't provide any good orders. She didn't provide any good information about this. Make the cut shallow. Give her time to regret toying with me. If Scarlet Fury slices open Varia's neck, pinned to her final resting post, the Avenging Guard soldier thrashes and flails for several long moments before bowing to her head in death. We're now closer to finding the Oathbreaker's position. Not with this cryptic mess. She promised us answers, and all she gave us was gibberish.
Sorry to interrupt, but I highly doubt it's gibberish. More likely, it's one of the local scripts.
What the? Who are you? The voice comes from another prisoner tied up next to Varia, an older gentleman with the quills, ink vials, and parchment scrolls one finds on the stages of schools of ink and quill. Ink smudges cover his cheeks, temples, and ears. His clothes appear to be charred, and between the rips of fabric, you spot the burn scars along his arms. Despite being emaciated, tied to a post, he offers a beaming smile. Who are you?
I'm Sage Lantry, one of the hired quills that was coordinating missives between the Vendrian Guard captains. They aren't paying me anymore and aren't coming to my rescue. So I'll decipher that parchment for you. That's what smart prisoners do, right? Make themselves useful.
Well, I haven't taken a chance to read the parchment myself yet. You unroll the parchment and see a message of modest length written with professional, albeit hasty penmanship. The Tismen speak the Canto just like the Northerners, but they have a half-dozen different ways of writing it. This particular script is unknown to you. Can you read this?
Well, let me see. I can't.
You hold the parchment in front of the bound sage, and his eyes dart down the length of the missive. He reads the words for a second time, nodding in silence.
So, I don't know exactly what it says, but I'm half certain that's Sage Selwyn's handwriting. I'm sure I could decipher that in a few hours' time. Don't need my hands free, but I think better when not tied to a post. I know, I'm weird that way.
A few hours? Either you can read it or you cannot. What use is a sage that doesn't know his letters? I've heard all I need to hear. I say we have some fun with this one. Your life depends on you translating the scroll now.
I would love to help. I just need some time. That's written in another sage's shorthand. I'd have to sit down with it, or better yet, compare it to a piece of his writing I have stashed on me somewhere. If I sat down with it while sufficiently sober, it's highly probable I'd figure it out.
Sober? Since when do we share the good stuff with the prisoners?
Oh, nobody shared. Right before I was taken prisoner, I imbibed several vials of reagents. I wanted to be numb and disconnected when my captors used me for carnal catharsis. It's made these last few days tied to a post almost enjoyable.
Huh. I say give him a few hours. We could get some information out of this. You read the edict, and I don't need to... You read the edict. I don't need to tell you this sundial is working against us. This adult old bag is trying to stall us. The voices of Narat will be upset to know that you squandered a source of enemy intelligence. How true, then we shan't put him to waste. He will serve as a most riveting source of amusement as we put him on trial.
Fatebinder, I beseech you, be my advocate for this trial. I'm no fool. I know the chorus uses blood, not words, to settle these matters. But you are a servant of the Archon of Justice, are you not?
He obviously has useful information, yet you're willing to let him die for sport.
Clearly you need an education in Scarlet Chorus justice. Anything that satisfies their sick amusement is fair play. If the conquest is any judge, there are no limits to their depravity.
Did Graven Ash castrate you during recruitment, or do you just not know the meaning of the word fun? I'm actually curious.
For the shake of his head, the fifth eye gives you a shrug. Is it not obvious? If he is a true enemy of the Overlord, he will perish by our blades. If he can survive, then he is strong. Then the strong lead. Thus his crimes will not be crimes, but simply inactions of the mighty. What's not to understand? This isn't alchemy. We need the prisoner alive. This is a terrible idea. When is a trial by combat ever a terrible idea? The fifth eye chuckles, a hearty laugh, waving his hand dismissively. If you're worried for his safety, fight on his side. The more bloodshed, the more certain the verdict. You are our guest. The least you could do is honor our ways. Fine, I'll be his champion. This one needs to live.
Good. I like it when Tunon's puppies get their paws dirty.
I wouldn't mind taking a swing at some loudmouth chorus braggarts myself.
Did you hear that, brothers and sisters? Raising his arms to the sky, the fifth eye roars for all nearby to hear. Trial by combat is upon us. The sage is unbound from the post, stiff legs nearly buckle as he attempts to walk, his arms flexed in hail in their new freedom, wiping sweat and grime from his brow. The sage steps closer to you with a nervous smile. Rhythmic roaring and the stomping of hundreds of feet in the unison flood of the camp, horsemen began to circle and swirl about, brandishing weapons and cheering. If they got this all worked up to fight the enemy, I venture the war would be over by now. Begin the Chant of Gathering. Let the warriors know that tonight's entertainment will soon commence. So, am I going to be 1v1ing a person, or how are we going to do this? Brothers and sisters, who among you sets the standard for strength? Who among you will help winnow the weak from the strong? The fifth eye waves his hand in the air, drawing in the gathering of Taurus soldiers. Okay, so we 4v4ing this? Our claimants have been assembled. Now let the trial of the Oathbreaker begin. What the fuck? He's already a level higher than us? Resolve... Wits. So you're a spellcaster. Oh, you buff the party. Ah, I see. Oh, he's got 2 points. He throws a quill at someone. Preservation restores the party's weapons and armors to pristine condition, increase the damage on protection armor. Okay, gifted vigor. Cruise control vigor, cruise control knife, greater renewal, powers, greater increase the weapon damage and armor. What's this one? Watch judgment, interrupting them. I'll give you control vigor and gifted healer. I'll give you that. Save. Okay. Wait, he has another point? Oh, he's got another point. Neat. I'll pump up your spell strength again, I guess. Yep. Okay. Now what the fuck's your AI? Defend party. Do it myself. Party support. Link your vote to send supporting allies. You use renew at the start of combat to bolster allied defenses. Then use the erase the record further to increase the party's strength. If Lantry's health is low, he tends to use the gift of moments. If it falls in battle, he'll attempt to revive them with a second breath. Ah, okay. What's Saboteur? Resetting the parties, debuffing by debuffing and harassing the enemies. I think we could use party support. Okay, I'm just gonna let the AI do their thing while I try out my new shit. Alright. False pit.
I'm here to make friends.
How do I switch weapons? That's me, right? Yeah. How the fuck do I switch my weapons? Change your spells, combo abilities, quick items. Did I switch weapons? I think I did switch weapons.
See that? I'm not entirely useless.
Hard shot. Thrust. Let me try Rin Spike. Let me try Fireball. Oh my god, I am so low on health, what the fuck? By righteous shedding of blood, we have found our answer. Regrettably, it appears the sage is worthy of leaving our camp alive. The fifth eye offers a short mocking bow to Landry. By the custom set forth by the voices of Narat, you are free to go. Old man, brag to your grandkids that you fell afoul of the chorus, yet lived to tell the story. Are you hurt? Not in any lasting capacity. I'm, jostled but fine. I believe I have a parchment to translate, lest I anger the powers that be. Well, much of the parchment was weathered, but I could make out the important parts in the text. The note makes mention of a meeting spot west of Tripnettle. So the old sage knows his words after all. I'd ask that you travel ahead and see if you can't get this Captain Florian to yield the chorus to the chorus. They will strike at first sight of a chorus gang, but perhaps they will parley if yours is the face they see. I know the area. I suggest we go at once. I'll show you the way. I'm eager to be far from the stench of this camp. So you're offering to come with me. Why? Because the alternative is what? Living here with these illiterate brutes? My old study is under a river of fire and there's no family missing me. Besides, I'd much rather chronicle the binder that twice proclaimed an edict of Kairos. I'd be able to let someone else write your story. You want to chronicle me? Well, of course. Even if the burning library is never rebuilt, I work to chronicle the days and events needn't cease. You're a noteworthy player, and in this whole war, I can't think of another living Fatebinder that has been twice given the honor of proclamation. Something's amiss. There's a lot of fighting you for an old scholar, and now you're offering to join this expedition. I met sages every bit as cutthroat as hardened gang bosses. They act as part of doddering scribes, but don't let that fool you. Smart for your age to be so mistrusting. But I'm not with the Oathbreakers if that's what you're fishing at. I worked for them under duress, but I've no love for them. I'm not about to pledge to the chorus, and the disfavor won't have me. Still, I consider myself a Kairos-fearing vassal of the Overlord's empire all the same. For as long as I've been a sage, I've been trained to defend myself. We don't spend all our time binding books and sketching wildlife. Just most of it. For the centuries we've been in a quiet war with the School of Tides and the School of Wild Wrath. You can't travel alone as much as I do, not to know the Bronze Dance. So you won't be parchment weight during your fight. Good to know. Oh no, I think I'm worth at least 3 or 4 angry peasants in a fight. Fine. If you're so eager, come with me. Splendid. You won't be disappointed. I know I may seem old and frail, but I know how to step lightly and how to not get killed, really. I won't slow you down. Lead the way and let me know if I can be of service. Are we done here? Let's tail it to Tripnettle, and if your pet doesn't behave himself along the way, I'm not above clipping his ears. Yeah, what the fuck? How is he a level higher than me? First... Lantry. Lantry stops his stride, darting his hands around the bandolier and belt as he softly mouths off a mental inventory of his inks and quills. When last assured his possessions are in place, he looks up at you with a smile. What might I do for you? If you're going to be traveling with me, I need to know more about you. An understandable request. Let's see. Born in Sunder, no kids. What longings of fatherly love I got in my heart are satisfied by taking care of his carrier birds. Learned my sigils and spells about 30 years back, and being able to defend myself has opened a life of field study, and haven't grown tired of wandering just yet. I've written on all matters of subjects, magics, birds, language, geometry, but my main focus has been chronicling. I find myself with no finer pursuit than recording the events of our times. There will always be legends of what happened. Someone might ought to make note of the real thing. Aside from that, I don't know. I practice centering stance, draw portraits, make my own inks, have a sharp aversion to autobiography. I'm about as boring as watching coral grow. How did you wind up here in Vengeance? Well, when the Vellum Citadel was set aflame by Kairos' edict, I fled as fast as my knees would carry me. Every direction seemed a bad idea, but heading to Vengeance Well seemed to be the least suicidal option, mind you. I was laboring under the misconception that the Vengeance Guard had surrendered, and the fighting in the valley had stopped. Looking first at his left arm, then his right, he reads through the assorted notes linked across his skin. Ah yes, the 7th sparring. That's where I crossed the mountains. That would be 2 days. 3 days after the Vengeance Guard jettisoned their surrender and claimed the citadel in the valley. The Vengeance Guard nabbed me and several other sages moving through the valley. The other sages were very sympathetic to the Vengeance Guard. As for me, I just agreed so as not to get everyone killed. I think defying the Overlord is a really slow and stupid form of suicide. Tell me about your work with the Oathbreakers. The Vengeance Guard has several noble born in their ranks, and they know their letters. Problem is, they come from noble houses scattered across realms. Even with their own private script, that's where the sages and I come in. Between us, we're familiar enough with all the regional scripts to translate and coordinate. But translating is child's play, so I might have helped out a little bit more. The old citadel at the center of the valley is a crumbling affair, and there's no time for proper construction. Seemed a crime not to put my magic to work. What did you learn of their plans in your time there? It won't surprise you to know that their strategy is largely non-existent. They cling to hope that their example will inspire others in tears to come to the valley and join the cause. The recent interaction between the Archons have embodied them. Some even think the Archons fear the Avenging God. I'm sure they have it quite wrong. What else can you tell me about their forces? The Avenging Guards surrendered back in 429, though, and while a lot of them were conscripted in the chorus, 3 of the leaders, Captain Ari, Matani, and Florian, never turned themselves in. Instead, they hid in the valley, gathering what resources they could until they could challenge the local garrison. At the highest count earlier in the year, they numbered over 400, their ranks swollen by soldiers of Haven and Ashur that survived the war. They are a dying breed. These Oathbreakers, most in the tiers, have finally come to realize that the Kairos has already won. And before you ask, as a connoisseur of the inevitable, I have made my peace with the Overlord and bowed to his might. How did you end up wind up a prisoner in the chorus? I had to send some missives that meant getting to a clearing where my terms and doves might find me. The patrol with me was ambushed by the Scarlet Chorus. I tried to flee the scene, but some youngster tackled me, and well, out of one fire into another. That's been a running this year. Let me ask you something else. What might I do for you? Tell me about your magic. Oh, I don't much like to brag about things like that. Can you teach me anything? Sure. I could show you how to blend your own inks, train birds to think they're their mom, how to turn a goat into parchment, but I'm sure you prefer to learn some magic. If the school of ink will still matter, maybe I may be more tight-lipped, but if we're going to travel together, you should know how to mend wounds, especially if I'm killed. I know the edict still looms, but you have a few hours. I could show you the basics of healing magic, or at least how I learned it. I'll be honored to learn a little what you know. Rummaging through his satchels, the sage produces a long quill and a crumpled piece of parchment with several quick strokes of the quill. He inks a pattern on the page. We'll start with the first principle. The first principles. When mending wounds and easing pain, we invoke magic of the orphan midwife, Archon of Rebirth. By invoking her sigil, we channel her mastery, however briefly, through our hands. Now trace the sigil following the lines in order I sketched them. What can you tell me about the Archon of Rebirth? Didn't realize you care about your history. Well, the orphan midwife was born in 160. Power took Kairos in 201. They say where she walked, plants would sprout, the sick would grow vigorous. She'd also send most folks into fits of rage and animals into heat. She sounds like quite a riot. We know her by her magic by the way one of her first disciples who migrated to the tiers in 222 to spread her wisdom, an act that happened to be illegal under Kairos' law. For that, and a host of other transgressions, the orphan midwife has been imprisoned for over a century, or so the story goes. Follows instructions. Since this is your first cantrip, I'll be moving a little quickly, but I think you can keep up. Flashy walks you through countless repetitions of the signing of the mystic sigil. For hours, you wave your hand into the air to no effect, until at last you show a pattern in the air that feels a rush of power through your veins. Wow! And so, you need to heal pain as opposed to purge an infection. You move your hand like so. But you know, that's enough for now, and I think you can rest and figure that out on your own. We'll talk about later. Indeed, I have a finite appetite for discussing myself. And I'm more than sated. Let's press on onwards. Sweet. I guess I could learn to heal myself. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I don't think I need accuracy for that, so negative. Oh, his low is a bit too low. Okay. Hmm. I'll try changing up the tactics there. Right. Hmm. I think we should go to Echo Call Crossing because we can get 2 quests done in 1 run, more or less, hopefully. Clues to the machine shipment of iron. Yeah. I believe that will be our next move. Oh wait, what's in our inventory? What the? Light leather helmet, okay. Huh. Neat. We'll sell a few things first before we head off. Oh. The maximum amount of camping supplies. Oh. Okay, well, never mind then. Okay, no, we're good then. Okay, well,
Sorry, I can't.
let's get a move on, team. Still can't believe that Lion Tree is one level higher than all of us. Anyway. Right. Yeah, no, we should go to Yakhal's Crossing anyway, because it's literally nearby. The nearest place we can go to. And besides, we could get 2 quests done in one run, in the one area, so we should do that. Oh, okay, that's new. That's actually pretty cool. Do you hear that? Battle's already begun. Keep watch, the enemy may strike at any moment. Antio, greetings. Back off here, maintain defensive posture. Winded, the disfavored commander clutches his blood-stained chest piece as he takes a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. His focus on the scattered, wounded men around him. He has yet to notice you. Your plan has been a rousing success. Most of our troops dead, the bridge destroyed, and the Avenging Guard pushed us back to where we started, ladies and gentlemen. The finest North has to offer. And for your next act, I need those Furies on point. Don't mock my strategy after working against it. We could have taken them. What's happening? Shouldn't you be on the other side of the bridge? We tried to rush on the western bridge, but blow for blow, we had them running butt. His gaze drops, alongside escapes, but halfway across. Halfway across along the whole damn river, the blood chanter gesticulates, flailing for words. Lurched up. The cursed Matani swallowed the bridge and most of everyone on it. The only real soldiers we have left are the Scarlet Furies that I, quite wisely, directed into flanking position. A few of us kept our footing, but our advantage was lost. We had to fall back as we did. The Oathbreakers surged down the east bridge. We held ground until they fled back across the river, but now we're back where we started with only a fraction of the strength. A member of the School of Tides is alive and working with the Avenging Guard. I assure you, she's the culprit. That would explain it. I saw a woman dressed in blue on the other side of the river. It didn't seem like she fit in with the others. Had we focused our strength into a perfect lunge, we could have crossed the bridge before the enemy knew what was killing them, but it's not too late. We could use the Scarlet Furies to... No! Fool! Stop suggesting ways to get my gang killed! Are you working for the Oathbreakers? We should wait until the enemy is no longer on high alert. If Antio's plan isn't a good one, what would you suggest instead? There is time for initiative and time for patience. We should try a different part of the river, or come back later. The enemy is too wary of us now. Are you in such a rush to see Kairos' edict come to pass? Sorry, Quip, but I'll strap to my back and charge down that other bridge alone. Doing nothing isn't an option. Antio is still in command. Follow his orders or I'll find the next person in your gang willing to do so. No! The chanter reels back, face aghast. His first plan was a failure. I want to order my men to commit suicide so that Ponce can satisfy his honor and fail once more. I could reveal their location to the enemy. Then your Furies would have no choice but to join the fight. The commander clasps his gauntlet to his face. Are we really coming to this? For the love of Kairos already, signal your warriors! I suppose I'll have to tell the voices in Norat that his agents were soft and cowardly in the face of opposition. Ha! Do you think your words would change? The chanter smiles wide. I mean to say, perhaps the Faintbinder is right. Antio is in charge. When you meet next with the Archons, you will tell the voices that was instrumental in the success of the crossing. Just like that, the spirit warrior crumples his face in his palm. Oh wait, I won't question it. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, you had best be thanking me, and the Fatebinder. We received the favor the time and time again. What's one more? Listen up. For this to work, my Furies need a moment to get out of cover, Fatebinder. You need to run up the East Bridge. Don't get yourself killed. Just draw their attention. I'll signal my Furies to send a rope across while you have them occupied. There's no time to waste. Let's hope your gang delivers. Antio turns to you, nodding with a heavy frown. Thank you, Faintbinder, and good hunting. Oh boy. Alright, team. Okay, let's check out everyone's skills. Yeah, your dual wielding is better than mine, and my bow skill's better than yours. Oof. Okay, first off. Yeah, I'm not gonna be used to commanding all four of them at once in real-time combat, because that shit's gonna get really messy, and one mere misclick could end up fucking over everything, so I'd rather let the AI control my party members, except for my character, of course, to do it, because, oh boy, this sucks. Anywho, okay, well, that's the key. Actually, nah. I'm good with the stuff we have right now. Okay. Quickly, Fatebinder, to the bridge. Okay, but first, loot. I'll just take everything first. Okay, what's in the stash? Iron Greatsword. Avenging Heavy Armor. Potion of Revival. Broken Falx. Broken Helmet. Oh right, you can't wear it. Your DPS will be higher. Hmm. I would consider for that. I'll consider for that. I'll consider it for the moment. Consider looking into it for the moment. Oh boy. Alright. Well, to the bridge. Trap detected.
Interesting.
Subterfuge. Disarm.
Spotted something.
Uh-oh.
Better, faster, and stronger.
Skirmisher, Duelist. What do you have? Humbled Prey. Eternal Flame. Launch an arrow. Piercing arrows. Nimble. Only when I gains a bonus to dodge. Know your enemy. Oh, shit. No. Come back. Come back. No, I wasn't controlling you. I was meant to control you. Okay, first, stealth.
On the lookout.
Hopefully they... Okay. Okay.
Stepping lightly.
I got it. Can't do that.
Look at that!
Will do.
Future corpse. For me!
On it.
Huh, neat. Alright, team, let's move on ahead.
On it.
Slow and steady.
Oh shit. Damn it. You there, and you! Signaling orders to the bridge, a woman in regalia of a Vengeance Guard captain pierces the commotion with her shrill soprano. Get over here! The Disfavored soldiers are back. Guess they forgot a javelin or two. Be a dollar. Would you and hurl them back? Wait, not another Disfavored. This is a fate binder. She looks at you up and down. Odd. I would have expected, well, just more soldiers. Here to convince us to kneel down and lose our heads. Your heraldry, House Martani. Apologize that your river must be dirtied with this conflict. Apologies that your river must be dirty with this conflict. She lifts an eyebrow. I am honored, and will trust that all grievances wash downstream. She clears her throat, thrown by a formality. May the river guide you through the valley. Your friends seem to have misplaced most of their squad. Guess they are somewhere in my river. She shrugs sarcastically. My family's been protecting this river for 6 generations, so it's easy to lose track of all the looters and vagrants we had to feed to the eels. Unless you want to try and running a leap over, you're stuck. Maybe try heading downstream to Placid Crossing. We have more warriors there, and I'm certain they'd be just as happy to kill you. The typecast that did this, same one that met me for a truce, trying to take stock of our crew. She lets out a loud snort, laughing to herself. We've had unexpected help of late. Kill and rape a realm enough and everyone comes out of the woodwork to shiv you in the ear. Let us across and we will grant you mercy. Hold your oars a second. I have a statement prepared from Captain Ari for just this moment. She reaches into her belt. With an impish smile, she pulls out a hand to reveal nothing but a local hand gesture for a penis. Wait, there's a missive here somewhere. She feigns scouring her pockets once more before displaying her phallic gesture again. As amusing as I find this soon-to-be corpse, it would appear that our distraction has paid off. He nods off to the west. Satisfied, she turns to leave, calling out to you as she does. I wouldn't keep standing there, Fatebinder. The river's currents are quite unpredictable. Oh shit. Report back to Beta Cliff. Well, that was easy. Well, that was easy. Destroy bridge. And here. Okay, so they're literally all the way back here. Oh, what? Did I miss a body? Huh. Heavy armor. Broken armor. Oh, missed a body. Wait. Wait, hold on. It's over here. Oh, it's just another place to leave. No.
Sorry, I can't.
Well, I might as well talk to the others and probably do 2 things. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone here and talk about the iron shipment. Greetings, soldier. A village full of traitors. Rode after me, I got them all. Clearly I surrender. No need for further bloodshed. The Avenging God will triumph. The Avenging God will triumph. I don't regret what I've done. Crescent Runner. We sent out a call for reinforcements. If the guard attacks in great number, it'll take some doing to hold them back. Hello? We have scouts hiding in the far bank. I could just barely see them. Horde. I'm wounded, but they never stopped before. Just let me catch my breath. Crescent Runner? I'd be damned, that typecast drowned half of our men. Good northerners who now never. Okay. Hello? Do any of you perhaps know what happened to the iron shipment? No. Okay then. Careful, our Oathbreakers are due east. Well, the Oathbreakers, not our Oathbreakers. It'll be long again before they attack. Okay, let me talk to Antio. Well done, that distraction was exactly what we needed. Graven Ash protects my comrades. Are getting their second wind and ready to try this once again. Well done! While you were toying with the Oathbreakers, my gang had the opportunity to set a rope on the collapsed bridge over yonder. The Furies will wait to join you in battle. What's the plan now? Plan is now to lower that bridge. My men can swim in their armor. The lighter troops, he points squarely at you, can move across the rope, then lower the bridge. We'll meet you on the other side. Trust Crossing by rope, are we? Barrett clears his throat and shifts his weight awkwardly. In that case, I might recommend I go last. For once, I agree with Antio. Bitterquip points across the water in animated alarm. My gang's been spotted. Go now before they're overwhelmed. Let's go. Let's move quickly. Move, 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 move. How the fuck is Barrick faster than us? Okay. Alright, I got 26 athletics. I got more than 26 athletics. We got this. Okay. Moving team.
You didn't see nothing.
Alright team, out of stealth, we're going in. Move, 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 move. Okay.
Champion!
Oh shit.
I'll hit you.
I thought I was for sure. Go on ahead, Fate Finder. I'm no more used to you now. Oink. Yoink. Okay. Alright, team. Let's get a move on.
Got it.
Kairos' butchers have come! Flee!
Get a move on, men. And women. Retreat! The Captain Matani signals for our troops to run to the nearby village. There's too many. They've crossed the river. Pull back. The Vendrian Guard soldiers rush forward and adopt a close formation, covering Captain Matani as she retreats towards the nearby settlement. Brandish your weapon menacingly. Raise your hand if you'll leave. Raise your hand if you'll leave behind orphans. One of the soldiers panics at the proposition and breaks the formation to flee. Alright. Where am I? There I am. Okay.
Place to the budding.
Beneath.
False pit.
I'm stuck.
got it. Learn something every day.
Harsh words would cause more harm than this useless
On it.
weapon.
This isn't working!
How could I miss?
Harsh words would cause more harm than this useless weapon.
That's a level up for me. Attribute points. Still oh, save. Huh. Add your feint to your thrust ability, blinding your opponent as you straight when you attack. You're faster in combat. What does that mean? You're faster to run, like your overland speed, or what? Unleash your double attack on your opponents. Can I not do that? Energy shield. Focus your will into an energy shield around yourself or a party member. Granting additional armor. Grants additional spell slots. Tone of magic. Safe defense grants bonus to accuracy when attacking targets that are farther than 5 meters away. Okay, I think I'll go with safe distance. Alright, team. Right. Lower the bridge. Right. Excellent work, Faithfinder. We'll hold the bridge against any reinforcements. Right. Let's get moving. Is there anything here?
Have a look here.
Oh.
Sorry, I can't.
Doink. 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 Nothing I have enough to steal. Alright, let's keep moving, team. Hold on. What's this helmet do? Oh, it's just broken. Never mind. Sage's hood, literally no difference. I don't think he uses staves. State. Lower parry. Yeah, he's better off using his one-handed weapon when giving him a staff. Alright, let's continue forward.
They're here! Run! Go now!
Oh, so much for that. Alright.
Come at me, grave meat.
Will do.
Can't I hit anything? Grovel before me!
I see as the crow flies.
Bronze sword. Ooh. Let's see, yeah. Is this worth anything to you? Anything? Less armor penetration, unfortunately, but you. Ain't good for you? No. Because if not, I'm probably gonna take it for myself. Oh, well, I guess it's not that much different. This favorite iron sword. I'd say this one's better. Alrighty.
I got it.
And here I thought fleeing the earthquakes was in itself was a smart move. Doesn't seem like it. Please, my children are sired. You must do it out here. Oh, man. I'm not interested. You keep your children.
The Vendrian guard can't protect us! We must go!
Oh boy. Oh shit. Everyone back up. Back up, back up, back up.
To the body count. That's how it's done.
Ow.
I got it.
That's beneath me!
Ooh, what's this? Iron Javelin. I don't use that.
Kairos' soldiers are here!
Matani Sybil's shrill voice pierces the air. A clarion call addressed not to you, but to the citizens of the village. Do not fear, sons and daughters of Apex. Kairos' hounds are at our doorstep. The Avenging God will not abandon you. Brave warriors of Avenging God. These foreigners and sellouts mean to burn our homes and butcher our families. Someone what strength you have to show Kairos the price of taking our land. Several soldiers step out from the half-closed doorways and dimly lit alleyways, fury blazing in their eyes. The partisans shout battle cries to marshal their courage, and you see the gray gleam of iron as they brandish their weapons in charge. How in the name of Ash did these hillfolk get their hands on iron weapons? Barrack remarks the locals with momentary panic and bewilderment before setting his stance for battle. Oh boy. Battle positions.
To battle!
And go kick the shit out of him.
They never had.
Okay, well, I need to heal you. Ow. Oh, is she down? Oh my god. Use held the house assess the victory sets degrees when running slow. You gain a wound and help by return right. Wound counters must have their maximum. Ah, fuck. Great.
Wake me up when it's over.
Harsh words would cause more harm than this useless weapon.
I got it.
Oh, jeez.
No, wait, it's blood. Who said you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
I need to...
Will do.
I'll hit you twice hard next time!
Will do.
How could I miss?
I'm not built for this sort of violence. I can't take much more of this.
Sorry, I can't. Sorry, I can't.
Great. She's a bit wounded. Need to do something about your defenses.
Got it.
Bloodstone. Neat. Unusually well supplied, you say.
Sorry, I can't.
They're here! Weapons up! And remember, those no longer with us, honor them with your courage and prowess. The captain turns to face you as you approach. Fatebinder, we are proper warriors, are we not? This battle should remain between those who specialize in dealing death. Let the villagers go. They did not ask for this conflict. I'm not here for slaughter. I prefer to talk. Really? The trail of my dead friend says otherwise. What is there to say, Fatefinder? Unless it's a sorry for all the murders followed by a big swig of hemlock, it's too late for words to solve anything. The captain looks at you expectantly. Her soldiers stand ready. The muffled cries of the villagers sobbing fills the air. The insurrection is doomed to failure. Why throw away your lives? We have demonstrated that a once vanquished people can rise up from the dust and bloody the Archons. If the objective is to send a message to the others in the tiers, then it has been a resounding success. Kairos ultimately brings order. Why resist unity and prosperity? Like the unity between the disfavored and the Scarlet Taurus, she throws back her head, issuing a dramatic laugh. That's not the sort of peace we want. Besides, peace is overrated. Peace means tolerating the evil in your neighbor. It is a cowardly dream for those in simplistic notions of the world. But I concede half your point. A thought dawns across her face with a smile. The Avenging Guard was simply the army of Apex, but now we have volunteers from all realms joining our cause. So you are correct about bringing unity. Run, all of you, or you have to deal with my allies when they arrive in full force. Binder, what do you mean by this dereliction of duty? I could see us letting the sick and infirm go to our infirmary. But these South Knobs took arms against the Kairos. That can't be forgotten. A fair point. The villagers leave. The rest of us will settle this with honor. You heard the fate, Binder. The captain roars out aloud from the rooftop. Run for your lives, Guardsmen. Rally to me and cover their escape. She nods her. She holds her hand up in the air, while in the last of the townsfolk flee. A noble way to begin our finest moment. Or may it be a last stand. Either way, the captain lowers her hand, signaling attack.
I am a shield wall unto my... That one rattled me hard.
Oh, what the fuck is Verse doing? Why are you taking on these three guys alone? Oh boy. I guess I'm letting the AI take control of this, I guess. Oh boy. Okay.
Damn my...
All right, let's do this.
Good work.
For me. We can do this.
Oh, I'm down? Oh, what the fuck? What? I'm downed? I didn't even... That went by so fast! Why am I downed already? Oh, fuck. Ah, shit. I didn't know I was downed already. Oh, fucking hell, mate. Oh, shit, I didn't know. How was I already downed? Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. How am I downed already? How the fuck? Okay, well, boost
Don't you die
that.
on me.
I'll take...
How the fuck was I downed already?
I'm stuck.
How did I get downed already? What the fuck?
They won't even get close.
I guess I'll take over Baron. Well, shit, I guess I just got downed. Well, I don't know how I got down so fast. What the hell? Cybele can barely summon the strength to crawl. After several attempts, she slips on her own pooling blood. She lifts her head to focus on you. She mouths separate words, though no cogent sound escapes her mouth until she falls to her knees, bracing her side. Well done, Fatebinder. If this one survives its wounds, we'll have a fresh present of the Archon of Secrets. You did request a personal audience with any leader we take alive. That's a mighty big if. If these southern folk are a sickly bunch, and he waves a hand dismissively, look at her suffer. It's making me sick. I'll kill her and get it over with. Ideally, Rivan will want to let her go because he knows that, yeah, she guards the rivers and prevents them from being soiled and such. Actually, wait, no, no, she doesn't. She doesn't do that. Because I mean, yeah, she uses the river to drown people, which, yeah, polluting the river with dead bodies, huh? Well then, well, Would Rivan finish her off, or would he hand her off to this Scarlet Chorus? Well, Rivan still hates the Scarlet Chorus because of what they did to his tribe, I believe. So, I bet he would have just finished her off. He would not let her go, because if he lets her go, things would be even worse for her. Because that would just make the situation more difficult to deal with, and she'll basically hand off intel off to the enemy, so yeah, it's better off that she's dead. Do it! Do it! The words our command hiss through bloody lips. With a decisive swing, you bring down your weapon onto her skull and shatter her brains across the rooftop. That's for downing me, bitch. It would appear that Echo-Called Village had a larger enemy presence than we suspected. They also had a whole crop of iron weapons stockpiled here, but those innocent villagers were helping to gather battlefield salvage, or maybe stealing from our camp. There are so few iron weapons among the chorus. Seems likely that disfavored need to keep a better eye on their supply lines. And what of this village? The locals could have trapped the houses, so too risky to commandeer the site. He shrugs, his tone becoming a matter of fact. We should burn the town, it'll cut off support, send a message, and the smoke signal will give the others a visible rallying point when crossing the Matani. Did we waste all that blood and time capturing this place only to torch it all? Now I adore the mystical power of fire in ways that none of you could possibly understand. But even I think there is a time and place for arson. Fatebinder, kindly tell Antio he's free to burn half of this village. The Scarlet Chorus would like to keep half of our spoils, not smoke it. The settlement should be preserved, and any still here made slaves or conscripts. Fear Barrack, gain favor, gain wrath, Avenging God. You place too much trust in these locals, especially after their last deception. The first chance they get, they will turn coat and stab their gang boss in the back. That would only prove our point. These are competent fighters who are better put to work in Kairos' army. No boss who follows us to a simple villager deserves to live anyway. Kairos' edict looms overhead. We have nothing better to do with our time. Have we nothing better to do with our time? The disfavored warrior shakes his head in a huff and turns to his squad. Hear that? The chorus just made this town their headache. Now, start running after your gear. There's lots to do before the rest. A sensible decision, dear Fatebinder. If we hold to this program of raised soil, what will remain for us to rule? Bitterquip claps his hands, raising his voice to address his gangs. Seize this place. Search the homes and take all that you can carry. Give each survivor a chance at the voice's mercy. But to the ungrateful, be brutal. Fifth Eye needs your services dealing with the Oathbreakers in Outer Valley, no? Well, when you are done with the Fifth Eye's request, the Archons will be gathering for another meeting at the disfavored camp. As our sole representative of the court, your presence will be required. Don't keep them waiting. Great sword, more broken armor. Well, I'm fucking wounded. Anyway, we also got to investigate this iron incident. Explore Echo Hall's crossing for clues on the missing shipment of iron. We're in Echo Hall village, so we need to go back to Echo Hall's crossing.
Can't do that.
Man, I got down so fast. Oh boy. Alright, what's over here? Locked door. Pick lock. Looks like it can be picked with moderate effort. Oh. Well, we could use more stuff, more loot that we could sell and get better gear and such. List of old crumpled papers, okay, just crafting stuff. Huh, a great axe. And what's this? Ooh, I'll take that. Scroll of Lesser Accent. Lovely. Spell strength. Oh, I can't do that. What's the range again? 10 meters. Nope. Fair enough. Okay, well, let's get out of here. Oh. The rest of the shipment must be nearby. Okay, so Isodan has you discover the waterlogged crates and notches that match the Isotana. The ones Isotana showed you, this must be filled with irons. The rest of the shipment must be nearby. Let me explore the rest of this area.
Sorry, I can't. Can't do that.
Let's travel somewhere.
Sorry, I can't. Sorry, I can't.
No time to explore the entirety of Echo Hall Crossing, because again, there's still more shit we need to do here. We need to find the bloody shipment.
Sorry, I can't. Sorry, I can't.
Oh, wait.
Sorry, I can't. Found something.
Pierceman hunting bow. Don't see any iron shipments though. Wait. Footprints. Oh, no, no. Let's go to somewhere else. Where the bloody hell's the shipment? Oh, the settlement. Yeah. Okay, so... Well, still gotta find the bloody iron shipment.
Can't do that. Curious.
Sure shot slippers. Still no iron. No, that's... Yo, know any iron shipments? Yo, know any about anything about the iron shipments? Man. Oh my god. Where's the bloody iron shipments, man? I'm trying to find it. I've already told you, I'm not leaving my home. The old man slams his fist together for emphasis, glaring at you with a stern brow. Oh, you want these purple imbeciles? Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. My sight isn't what it used to be. Name's Moi. Been here since the old Archon claimed it, the valley as part of his own. You're with Kairos, right? He jabs a finger at you with question. And Kairos brings peace, right? While I surrender. Leave me to my home and privacy. I suggest you cooperate with the demands. Settle down, son. I've been living here on my lonesome just fine. I've enjoyed the heat waves, breathe fever, flooding. I'm not worried by children at play. I just hope none of you kids drown in the river. That'd make your parents sad. I doubt you'd enjoy watering any scarlet chorus if you stay. The settlement is becoming a garrison. See if the old man pauses, mouth contorting to a frown. A garrison? I thought this was just some little pissing match. If soldiers are moving in, Moore shakes his head, building a string half-formed words before looking at you with pained expression. Last thing I need is a good-for-nothing soldiers demanding room and lodging you in one hospital local. From the one hospital local. The old man shakes his head. No peace at all. Fine, I'll gather my things. Best be off before the crossing becomes a war camp. I've already explored. Okay, let me look at. Oh, I can hold down tab to highlight important. Oh, neat. So like, so it's like similar to Disco Elysium then. Ah. Oh, I think I found it. Haha. Oh. The old man barged through the door behind you. You motherless whoremonger! He attempts to usher you away from the pointed end of the walking stick. Get out! I found forge-bound iron in one of these barrels. You have a great deal to explain, old man. The old man points his walking stick at your face. It's always the young pushing the old. I have no choice in the matter. Strange men appeared here a fortnight ago. They claim to be supporters of the Vengerian God, but I've never seen them before. He stamps his foot in the fit. I had no choice. These so-called freedom fighters threatened my life if I didn't comply. Then Matani showed up for the iron. Not exactly. She stumbled upon it, just like you did. When she was helping to fortify the village for the attack like this, she was just surprised, but she happily took it. The village is forcing you to help the Vengerian Guard. That sounds suspicious. Have you been listening to the damn thing I've been saying, or do you have a shit for ears? His face twitches as his spittle lands on you. That's exactly what I was saying. I don't want any part of this foolish war. It seems like your stubborn ignorance may have saved you. I'm taking the iron. Actually, I don't think people will be happy with him sparing this old guy. Either way, you knew, and a disfavor would make you pay the price. No, please. They'll execute me for sure. You should have thought about that before being complacent. The old man clutches his head and weeps softly. Come on, team. Let's get the fuck out of here. Alright, that's both quests done. We're heading back to the disfavored camp. Is it the disfavored camp or is it the... Yeah, the disfavored camp.
Right.
Oh, there it is. Yes. Neat. Oh. Will of Kairos. Rivan. The wrath of the Overlord falls heavily upon those who have earned it, and we are but the instruments of Kairos' terrible will. Disobedience, incompetence, and betrayal require the harshest possible response. Lest the world falter and descend again into anarchy, forget not who you serve, and know that all you do in the name of the order and tranquility. That name is Kairos. Tudin, the Educator, Archon of Justice. Not for or against him. Anyway, let's Let's return to Isotanas. I don't need to click on that. Time to sell shit to the merchant. Hello. COS. Any more shit? Oh yeah. A whole lot of shit. Healing potion. Fish. No. I'll keep that for now. Well, none of us will be able to equip that. Greaves. Nope. Helmet. Do any of you benefit that? No. That's a negative. We're rolling in it. Holy shit. Anyway. You probably, need some of that. What is recovery? Nimble range accuracy. Are these good for you? Oh, yeah. Well. No. Thank you for the treasure. Well, not the treasure, for the money. And now time to report back to Isotanas about the iron. Greetings. Have you found the iron yet? Isotanas gives you a full look of expectation. Here it is. Good thing the Oathbreakers didn't get their hands on much. 1,000 rings. Holy shit, that's so much money. Like, I can't tell you what it means to have this back in our hands. I'll make sure to tell my superior about what you've done for the Legion. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, I got it. Sweet. Tower shield. Oh, it's about Willie can't wear the armor, unfortunately. Shield helm, nope. Nope. I don't think any of us use spears. Yeah, none of us use bloody spears. Common shield gloves. Oh. Unarmed DPS. Okay, I'll buy a pair. What do you, is that a shield? Is that count as, it's one-handed and thrown. One-handed, actually, I think because there's trainers here. Welcome back, Fatefinder. Who's your hero is mentioning that? Only because you asked. That you've been a real asset to this favor ever since you arrived. Not that anyone expected different, he beams at you with pride. What can we do for you? Could use some training.
You learn something every day.
Piercing throw, throwing weapons, evasive, bow mastery. Oh wow, I could literally just catch a physically ranged projectile and throw it right back at them. Oh, that'd be, oh, that's gonna be a cool counter. Alright, right, give you that. What's this? Oh, potion of protection. I'll give you these. Yeah. What did I train? I think it was like parry. Yeah. I trained the shit out of my parry. Defense against melee attacks, I trying to reduce enemy attack. Yeah. Stiff terrain. Yeah, I think we're good here. Been training up my skills pretty well. Oh, right. Do I need to be trained by anyone else? Well, if it isn't the Faithbinder, I could use the dodge. Oh. Ah, I see. Well, my dodge is a bit higher now. Alright, team. Gotta move over here. Save game. Alright. That should be the end of this stream for now. See you in the next episode. And farewell for now. Until then, in the next episode of Rivan's journey. Or I should say, Rivan's reincarnated journey. Since this isn't the first journey of this character.